two people I wanted to see the least. Eri, what are you doing here? Way to show your gratitude, Edgy. We just want to help, yeesh. I'm gonna get the bad guy with a single thrust of my samurai spear. Go away! Go away! Still cutting his salary? That's crazy. So now we know who the Yatagrasu really was. And yet there remains much to this case that needs to be resolved. Like how the weapons cross country lines, for example. Bro, it's past midnight, dog. The two countries have incredibly strict security systems and entry procedures. Short of a miracle, it's impossible for someone to have smuggled them in. Smuggling them in, huh? We will need to open a new line of investigation on just this aspect alone. But before we do, I would like to go through my evidence once more. Good, we're out of the 4. Thank God. Now we can see what's on that tape Detective Bad gave us. This piece of evidence from the KG-8 incident, hidden from sight for 10 long years. I just know this is related to the current case somehow. Detective Gumshoe, if you could please play the tape for us. Sure thing, sir. This man, it's Manny Cochin. He's holding a knife in his hand. This looks like footage from a security camera at the entrance of an apartment building. An apartment building? How do you figure that? Unlike you, I actually read the summary file on the KG-8 incident. The crime scene was the victim's own apartment. Now, this footage was shot at the entrance to the victim's own apartment building. At the trial, Mr. Faraday claimed that this piece of footage existed. However, no one could find it. Yes, somehow someone was able to steal it and hide it through Mr. Ernest Amana. You can see how this would have been a definitive piece and why someone would want to hide it. But it's a piece of evidence from a 10-year-old case. There's no way it's related to this case we're working on now, sir. Actually, I believe it has everything to do with the case we're working on now. The ringleader even went so far as to use Mr. Horseman to retrieve it. Which means that in this video lies a very inconvenient bit of footage to the ringleader. What? Where? Where? Wait, what was that? Huh? That bit you played just now. Please show it to me again. This car. This is something we cannot overlook. Why is that, sir? Look here, Detective Gumshoe. Take that! This is the national flag of the Principality of Cadopia. Oh, it was before they merged, or it was after they merged. Before they split. And because it has a national flag on it, we know this is to be an official government car. But the question we should be asking ourselves is, what was a government car doing there? Ah, Miss Von Karma. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, so you were here all this time. Ambassador Alba, thank you very much for continuing the investigation, even at this time of night. If only I was even a tiny bit more careful. This tragedy would never have happened. I am truly sorry. This wasn't your fault, sir. This had nothing to do with how careful you were. You idiot, Quercus. You couldn't chase us after a simple thief. Now then, let's get down to the real reason why I came looking for the two of you. I would like you to put the investigation on hold for a while. Can you do that? Excuse me? I heard you've apprehended the thief that turned this embassy upside down. This guy's the ringleader, Doug. You ain't slick, Alba. I know this is just a ruse with your flat nose, bruh. We are in the middle of an event celebrating our country's reconciliation. Can't exactly have the police and detectives walking around here forever. You're scaring the visitors away. So I hope that you can understand how I feel. But we must finish our investigation and resolve the remaining issues. Why don't we leave the rest of y'all bashed in Babali's police? Ambassador, we are so close. Just a little more and It's Von Karma. I'm afraid I've made up my mind. So without my permission, you can't proceed with your investigation anyway, right? That's true, however, as he said at the very beginning, this area can be considered to be Alabashed soil. In which case, we are nothing but foreigners in their land. Is this really where our investigation ends? Shifu, we found Mr. Edgeworth, sir. I knew his name was Ball. Alright, bro. Shifu, this way. Yo! That was fast. Agent Lang, you're back on the scene rather quickly? If I laid back and took a break, I'd lose the scent of my prey, Mr. Prosecutor. Ayah! Agent Lang, why have you returned? Because I have to solve this case no matter what. Well, I'm sorry to inform you. And don't take this the wrong way, I don't suspect you personally. However, a member of the Interpol was just found to be a thief, and so... Under these circumstances, I wish to put your investigation on hold. After all, I believe our own police can handle things from here. They are quite capable. At this rate, our investigation really will come to a close. Not so fast! Not so fast! Blah, 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 blah. Ambassador Alba, I get it now. I really do. Oh? I'm very glad you understand how I feel. No, not that. What I was talking about is... I know who the killer is behind tonight's murder. No. The... killer? Do you really mean that, Agent Lang? Yeah, Alba. It's you, you old hag. Look at you. With your flat nose and your raggedy hair. Wolves don't lie. Then who is it? Well, let me first say that I'm not talking about Mr. Coach's murder. That was all Sheena. Lang Shi says, the truth lies not at the exit, but rather shines outside the maze itself. The truth is unexpectedly simple. So let me ask you this. Who do you think was Damas 2's killer? I'll tell you who. It was you, Franziska Von Karma. Oh, wow. What? I was the killer? Hey, wait, that's impossible. Man, what? Man, come on, Lang. Do you even know what you're saying? Well, I mean, we were saying, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, I mean, we were saying that Franziska's never been accused. So here you go. Yeah! Although, that whip is actually quite... Yow! Hold your tongue in that ludicrous remark you were about to make. Agent Lang, are you seriously accusing her of the murder? Yeah, I am. He doesn't appear to be joking. Hey, sis! Remember that just before Ambassador Alba went to give his speech, he called you into his office, right? Yes, he did. What does that have to do with anything? I'm getting to that. Furthermore, in order to solve both cases, you moved around rather freely between Alabast and Bobble, did you not?
Objection!
And where's your evidence that I am the killer?
Not so fast!
I was just getting that. Trust me, I'll show you them to you in due time. Ambassador Alba, in order for me to bring this case to a close, I'll need to inspect your office one more time. Will you grant me your permission? With things as they are, I suppose I don't have much of a choice, do I? Good! Now let's move out. Oh, don't even think about running away, sis. As if I would have any reason to flee. But just so we're clear, your logic had better be sound. Because I'll accept nothing short of a perfect explanation. She seems rather upset, not that I blame her. I expected that you'd accept no less. But we'll see how long you can keep that nose of yours stuck up in the air like that. Hold it! Agent Lang, as someone related to tonight's case, I request that you allow me to take part. And so that I may clean up my superior's mess. I guess I should. The more the merrier, especially when it's the peanut gallery. Oh, in that case, I want to join in too. I still haven't seen what it's looked like in the Alabas yet. If you like Kayan, then you gotta let me in too, pal. I can't sit around and do nothing when Miss Von Karma's in trouble. Yeah, he definitely is. Hey, Gummy. I mean, if he's letting these two in, yeah, it's definitely. Hey, Gummy, let's have a competition to see who can save her first, okay? Okay, I'll take you up on that. Oh, yeah, I'm fired up and raring to go. As a detective, I don't believe this is something you're supposed to be excited over. Sounds like this is going to be getting real interesting. Ambassador Alba, I'll be bringing these kids along for the ride. Very well. But I'd like you to keep in mind that this will be your last chance. I'll have this whole mess cleaned up before you know it. Now let's go. Oh, is the ambassador? Oh, ambassador's here. Interesting. How are we gonna get out of this hole? Okay, now let's first go over the facts one more time. Mini Coach's body was found over in the Secretary's office in Babel. The weapon that took his life was one of Alabast's ornamental knives. In the body of Damas II, Mr. Kashino was found here in the Alabastian ambassador's office. Through our investigation, we found that the murder weapon was this Primadou statue. And that is actually Babel's statue. This case, no matter how I looked at it. Sis, if it wasn't you, then there's no one else who could have pulled this off.
Objection!
Agent Lang, do you understand the full implications of what you are saying? Of course I do, sis. I'm serious. You're on the trail of the smuggling ring. You want any evidence you could find. And so while people were distracted by the Yatagrasso's appearance, you snuck in here. That's what you two ran into each other. You and that other thief who took advantage of the confusion from the fire.
Objection!
Even if all that were true, how do you explain the movement of the weapons? Don't worry, I plan to show that you're the culprit behind that too. You have permission to investigate both embassies at will. With that kind of free reign, you could have easily taken the weapons across the lines. Oh, he actually caught it. Hey now. He actually caught the whip. Look, sis, I thought I already told you I'm not messing around here. This case isn't directly tied to the smuggling ring. But Sheena certainly is tied to the smuggling ring. He is right in saying that she is a member of the smuggling ring. However, the connection between this case and the ring, could it not be deeper than what any of us can imagine? Let's get this ridiculous circus over with already. Francisca, you need to calm down. Because you only know the facts of the Alabastian side of the case. I don't believe you can see the case as a whole, and therefore solve it. What? But don't worry, I am taking this seriously as well, and I will prove your innocence. That's the only way to be, Mr. Prosecutor. But can you come up with anything else that could top my hypothesis? Of course, your explanation has to solve the mystery of the moving weapons as well. Of course, and I will. Let us now delve into the truth behind the murder of Damas II. You do understand, don't you, Miles Edgeworth? This isn't just a confrontation against Agent Lang. If you can't figure out how the murder of Damas II is related to the smuggling ring, it will mean the end of our investigation. As long as I have no good counter-argument to its hypothesis, then the best I can do is walk this thin tightrope and see what I can do. Come on, Mr. Prosecutor. Let's get started. Yes, let's. Border-crossing weapons. One of Ali Bass's knives was used in the Babel to murder Mr. Cochin. And the murder weapon in the killing of Damas II is Babel's Primadou statue. Somehow, these two objects were able to penetrate the two countries' impenetrable security. The only one who traversed the two countries just before and after the crime was you. So as long as I can't explain how the weapons moved about, Francisco will remain a suspect? You got it, Mr. Prosecutor, so why don't you stop giving me a hard time? Under these circumstances, who the heck can carry a weapon across the country lines? I've worked through every possibility, but there's only one that's plausible. Agent Lang, what I've learned from you just now is that you've lost sight of yourself. What are you talking about? By focusing too intently on that which is in front of us, we become blind to the truth. Don't tell me Lang Shi never said anything to that effect. Not Lang Shi, bruh. You prosecutor. Who do you think you are speaking about Lang Shi's proverbs like that? Proverbs. I don't need his proverbs. Because my words are all you will need to see the truth. can't swim. You're a fucking fish. What do you mean you can't swim?
Hold it!
I concur that this knife crossed over the country lines. Good, but that's not the only thing that did. You mustn't forget about the other weapon. The knife was the only one.
Hold it!
So you're saying that Prima Du statue was also brought over by Francisca? Like I told you before, that's the only way it makes sense.
Hold it!
But how is she getting that how is she getting that giant ass statue over, bro? How exactly did she bring it over? I haven't figured that out yet. That's a rather weak statement considering how sure you are. Maybe, but there is one thing I do know for sure.
Hold it!
Impenetrable? I should hardly think so.
Not so fast!
You seen the top of the wall between the two countries, right? Who in the world could cross over that? Yeah, not even I could climb over that thing with all that barbed wire. The only way into either embassy is through the doors of the Theatrum Neutralis. I mean, how the fuck did Larry get on the roof then? Can't you just walk over the other side? No? Unless they're not both, unless they're not connected. I mean, they have to be though. So the only way for the knife and the Prima Du statue to traverse the two countries is through those security camera-equipped, well-guarded doors.
Hold it!
Was Francisco really the only person to have traveled between the two countries? According to the guards at both doors, she's the only one to go back and forth. The sis there was at Alabas when the Yatagrasu showed. And then just before you guys found Mr. Coach's body, she entered Babel. I think we can assume that's when she brought the knife into Babel.
Objection!
Now how do you explain the Prima Du statue? I haven't quite figured that out yet. However, the fact that the two weapons crossed the border proves that the killer must have also traveled across the country lines. The only things that cross the border are the Prima Du statue and the knife? I should hardly think that those are the only two items, Agent Lang.
Objection!
Did I not do that? Did I not do that? Did I not do that? Oh my god, 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 did I not do that? Did I not fucking do that? I thought I did. I thought I did the statue and all of them. Agent Lang, those two items are not the only two things to cross the border tonight. Oh? Damas was killed with Babel's Prima Du statue, yes? But if that's the case, then tell me, where did the Albas Prima Du statue go? To Babel. Precisely. And if the two statues really were switched, then this means that both statues were smuggled across the border at some point. Which means that a total of 3 items were smuggled across the embassies. I guess so. But you know what? It doesn't matter the number of items, only that Sis is the only one who could have done it. Because the only person who went back and forth between Alabas and Babel is her. Is that really true? Was there no one else who traveled between the two countries? Actually, there definitely was another person who paid a visit to both sides of the wall.
Objection!
Is that really so, Agent Lang? What a lousy time to try and bluff your way out of this. I checked out what the guards said along with the security camera's footage. You're not going to overturn my hypothesis that easily.
Objection!
But suppose there was some other way than through the theater doors. What other way? The other entity that managed to cross the border unharmed. If I point out, it would open up a whole new possibility. And though I hesitate to bring this out, as long as this entity exists, the impossible road becomes a possibility. Let's see if you got some clever idea in mind. I do, and I can show it to you through a single piece of evidence. Fine then. Let's see this piece of evidence that will show me this other route. This piece of evidence will show us another way to move between the two countries.
Take that!
Agent Lang, I'm sure you are familiar with this unforgettable photo. That supernatural photo? Like I said before. Humans can't fly. No, of course not. I understand that perfectly well. And don't start claiming that Sheena somehow grew wings either. I wouldn't dream of claiming that. And I won't allow you to take back what you said either. I'll say it again. It's not humanly possible to fly through the air without wings. So you better have a good explanation for this, Mr. Prosecutor. How can I prove it who it was that flew through the air in that photo? Wait, not humanly possible. Eureka! Very well. You will have your explanation. Sounds like you have a good idea simmering inside that head of yours. Let's hear it. The face hidden within this photo's blurry trail shadow is... Is it just either or of the statues?
Take that!
Naturally, the shadow is the third smuggled object, the Primadou statue replica. You can't be serious. The Yatagarasu, or rather Callisto Yu, dressed as Agent Shina, was but inside Babel. She dressed the replica statue up in clothes and launched it through the air.
Knuckle back!
Mr. Prosecutor! You left out a very crucial bit in your explanation. I know I did. She launched it through the air? Huh. How exactly did she do that? He is literally baring his fangs at me. But he has a point. How exactly did it move through the air like that? As long as this remains unsolved, we won't be able to move any closer to the truth. Which reminds me, didn't he say this earlier? So just before the murder, Francisco was called here right into this very room. If that's the case, then that may be another avenue I can pursue. Agent Lang, in order for me to answer that question, I will need to hear the testimony from Ms. Von Karma. Oh? What are you up to now, pretty boy? Earlier, you mentioned something of interest to me. You said that just before the murder occurred, Miss Von Karma had been in this room because Ambassador Alba had called for her. And for that reason alone, you believe her to be the killer. Yeah, I guess I did say something like that. In that case, I believe it is my duty to ask what her side of the story is. You really think a criminal would tell us the honest truth? How dare you? As I've said numerous times, there is absolutely no proof that I am the killer. Miles Edgeworth, don't tell me you suspect me too. I don't. However, I can't ignore the fact that you were in this room at one point in time, which is why I would like to hear about it from you. Francisca, I feel that I still don't have enough information, which is why your testimony is incredibly important to the outcome of this case. Alright, so, what would you like me to talk about? I'd like you to please testify to your movements up until you came into this room. Alright, let's try this your way for a change. But if what she has to say turns out to be a waste of time, I'll place her under arrest faster than you can howl no. As you wish. As I said earlier, I was assigned to guard duty in the Alabashan Embassy. After I saw the Steel Samurai off on his way towards the ambassador's office, I returned to the Rose Garden for a bit and checked up on the security situation. After all the preparations were in place, I was called back to the Ambassador Alba to his office. Francisca, I want us to make this clear from the very beginning. So what I wish to confirm is that the only time span in which you were in this office was before the murder occurred. Is that correct? Yes, of course. I see. But now the only way that I can see for us to break out of this situation is to ask Francisca about her testimony in more detail.
Hold it!
I thought your duty was to fact-find anything you could about the smuggling ring. Yes, that was my job. But upon hearing that the Yatagarasu had sent a calling card to the embassy, Ambassador Alba called upon us to protect the embassy instead. That incident 7 years ago. Or have you forgotten what happened to her here back then? Anything related to that case we were involved in appears to be rather painful for her. Not exactly one I can readily forget myself. Looks like you remember the case after all. Of course I do. I inspected every location, every possible escape route, and every aspect of the police's security detail. I did all that, then after that...
Hold it!
So you were at the theater as well? Yes, and I suppose you were also there as well, watching that stage show. Well, yes. So Francisco was there. Well, after the show was over, I saw Steel Samurai off.
Hold it!
Why did you need to confirm the degree of preparation for even the speech? For security's sake, of course. What other reason could I have had? No one knew just how the Yatagarasu had planned on getting it, right? Yes, I suppose you're right. In the end, the Yatagarasu did choose to appear in the Rose Garden. Even if it did turn out to be nothing more than a shadow. Who would have thought that she would use a shadow? Yow! Calm down, Francisca. She must be nursing a grudge over the fact that she couldn't figure it out herself. Anyway, there was no one in the Rose Garden. We were aware that the speech was set to start soon thereafter.
Hold it!
At the time, the masked body had yet to be found in this room, is that correct? That's right. But Ambassador Alba was here. One could hardly miss his rather large presence. Criminals say anything to get out of getting arrested. How do we know you're not lying? Well, if you need proof, I'd be happy to oblige you. Seriously? Like I keep telling you. When I arrived at this office, Ambassador Alba was already here. He was standing by the flower box on the windowsill, watering his plants. I can attest to that. I remember speaking with the lovely lady around the time here in my office. Alright then. Add that statement to your testimony, and let's hear some details. So Ambassador Alba was in this room at the time, was he?
Hold it!
Hi-ya! For the sake of being thorough, I'd like to ask you something. How did you know that Ambassador Alba was watering his plants on the windowsill? What do you mean by that? The entrance to his room was on this side, however, the window is on the opposite side. If what you say is true, that when you entered the room, his body would have been like a wall. He would have been blocking your view. What was he doing? Of what he was doing, is that not correct? I suppose it was a bit hard to see around him. But fortunately for me, Ambassador Alba is not an immovable wall. I knocked before I entered, and as I did, he turned around to greet me. With a watering can in his hand. So it's only natural to believe that he was watering his plants, right? I suppose. After his greeting, we spent a little time talking about his flowers. He had tamed them himself and is growing them with the utmost care, you know. Yes. The plants in this room, they're all like my children. Passion flowers in this flower box on the windowsill are growing beautifully, too. All 4 of them are in full bloom. Miss Von Karma, what did you just say now? I said that the flowers are growing beautifully. What about that statement do you not understand? What do I not understand? I don't understand why a certain thing is the way it is. I'd like for you to append that statement to your testimony. Very well. Did you say 4? There's only 2!
Objection!
Francisca, you liar! The flowers had twins! Francisca, for some odd reason, your testimony contradicts with this piece of evidence. It does appear that way. Ha! I knew it. I knew we couldn't trust your words, sis. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you doing discrediting Miss Von Karma like this? Yes, sir. If you keep this up, she's gonna get taken away, sir. Yeah! All I've done is state what I saw. I have not made a single mistake in my testimony. And for this, I am still under suspicion for murder. Is the number of flowers really all that important at this juncture, Miles? At the very least, it is a contradiction in this enigmatic case. One that I find hard to dismiss as irrelevant. And let's hear it, Mr. Prosecutor. What does the number of flowers have to do with anything? What does it prove? I believe the answer to that would become clear if we were to examine that flower box. How did this contradiction come about? There must be something behind this discrepancy. They're my beloved flowers. Growing them with the utmost care. So I ask that you please be gentle. I'm gonna fucking smash them. I understand. Gonna fucking smash them. Just. They appear to be growing well and are supported by these plant supporters. Yeah, but no matter how I look at it, it looks like there are only 2 of here to me. You realize, don't you, sis? Your little lie has failed you. Miles Edgeworth, hurry up and shut this man up for me already. I suppose I'll need to use some evidence to shut him up, won't I? I believe I have just the piece of evidence you require. Oh, you do you? You have such confidence in the face of your current plight. But I highly doubt it'll last until the end. You howl like a wolf, Agent Lang. But we'll see if you have any bite to back that up after you see the evidence. Truth of the passion vows reveal that to be seen as a piece of evidence. My badge. Eat it.
Take that!
Sheena, who supposedly unbobbled had the entire time, had these hair sticks on her. That looks exactly like the plant supporters in this flower box. In other words, I believe it can be said that the hair sticks are in actuality support sticks for the passion flowers. It's so what? Is this really all that important to the case? Of course it is. And as we found yet another item that was smuggled between the countries tonight. Aya! Think about it logically, Agent Lang. These sticks were originally in Alabas, but somehow they wound up in Sheena's hands, who was in Bobble the whole night. So make no mistake, the sticks were smuggled somehow, just like the knife in statue. Very well then. I want to hear from you exactly how they wound up at Bobble. What if I just say what you said? I haven't figured that out yet, dickhead. How did these support sticks find their way to Bobble and why? There must be some reason as to why they ended up there. Aha, so that's why. Agent Lang, if you would please take a look at this and tell me its shape. It's just another stick, isn't it? And so it is. But the shape of the support stick is what's important. When they are used with something in this room, that's when it's all come into focus. The object that completes the picture when used with the support sticks is... Fa-dink, fa-dink, fa-dink.
Eureka!
That's a crossbow. Wait, you're not really suggesting... I am. These hair sticks, or rather plant support sticks, they make for perfect arrows. Aya! I love doing that, bro. I've done it. I've found the common thread that connects the two offices. But this thread has yet to be completely untangled. Even using the arrows, how does this explain how the statues were transported? Furthermore, who could it have been who fired these sticks as arrows? There must be a common thread that ties all these things together.
Not so fast!
Mr. Prosecutor, hold up a second. You do realize what happens when you tie a statue to an arrow, right? They don't fly at all. So Bobble's statue was draped in the Yatagarasu's clothes and then shot over here. Even if you fired the arrows from this side, you wouldn't go far with a statue tied to them. I don't think I need to tell you that the Prindu statues didn't sprout wings. You're a realist after all, aren't you? The Prindu statues didn't sprout wings. Of course they didn't. Glad you understand. I feel much better already. I was afraid for a second that you were unaware of that crucial fact. It's only crucial because you're under the belief that wings are necessary to this equation. What? You need to free your mind a bit more and let it fly like a bird on the wind. The Primidu statues flew, but not on a wing. Let me a bit of your time and I'll explain this mysterious phenomenon to you. Aya! I mean, we know it's the wire, but let me press.
Hold it!
But that incredible scene just happened to have been caught on film, resulting in this photo. Huh? And what an incredible scene it was. This photo was taken by a freelance photojournalist, right? Not every photojournalist is known to be honest, right? Especially not the ones that sell photos of spirits and giant creatures to tabloids. Lot of heart. Yes, I know what you mean. I've seen those sorts of photos many a times at court. But there have been times when those photos have turned out to be telling the truth. If you had ever stood in court of law, you would know that it's entirely plausible. You really believe that stuff you're spewing right now. Courtroom certainly is a strange place if what you say is true. There really is something odd about that photo, no matter how you look at it.
Hold it!
But we are in agreement that an arrow by itself would reach the other side, correct? But just the arrow by itself is pretty meaningless, don't you think, Mr. Prosecutor? My fault. Because the things they wanted to smuggle were a lot bigger than nothing. No, that's not necessarily true. But what I need right now is not further discussion of my conclusions, it's the launching of my conclusions. The shooter wanted to launch with the crossbow, not the statues themselves. Aya!
Objection!
Yep, point to your head. You're so smart, Miles. Point to your noggin. Finally. Finally, we have reached this point in our discussion. Thank God, bro. Fuck you, Lang. For I present to you that which was carried by the arrow from the crossbow. I get it now, Mr. Prosecutor. I can see exactly what you were trying to say. You're saying that the wire was tied to an arrow and then shot into Mr. Cochin's office. Pew! All the way from the 5th floor of the Alabastian Embassy down to the 3rd floor of the Babalese Embassy. If what you're claiming is really what happened, I can see how Alabaster's prima due statue could be moved. Gravity could be used to move the statue down the wire from the 5th to the 3rd floor. But then what about the Bobble's prima due statue? The dark shadow in this photo is clearly flying away from Bobble. Going in the opposite way of gravity from the 3rd floor of the Bobbleese embassy up to the 5th floor of the Alabastian embassy. How do you explain that? Aha! I think I finally see how the gears behind this whole trick work. Agent Lang, the motion used behind this trick, I wonder if perhaps you have yet to envision how it works in your head. Motion? What motion? This is the motion that was employed to smuggle Bobble's prima due statue. I believe it was done via rotary motion. If the two statues were transported simultaneously... Simultaneously? Get real, the statues would collide along the way.
Objection!
Did I ever say that there was only one line of wire between the two offices? Oh shit. If you shot an arrow with the two ends of the wire tied to it, a circular belt can be formed. Oh, that's what they mean. Why was my dumbass thinking it was like... Never mind, bro.
Knuckle back!
Wang Shi says, don't object and call a success what is beyond reasonability. Taking into account the tension difference between the two wires. Top one would sag too much to the point where the statue would collide anyway.
Objection!
Agent Lang, as you know, the prima due statue is one of a kind national treasure. The fact that Bobble's statue is a hollow replica of the real statue would naturally be lighter than the real one, meaning that my idea is very possible. Wang Shi says, Aya! Here's what I believe happened. Miss Yu and her mystery co-conspirators set themselves up into two different rooms. The co-conspirator bridged the rooms by shooting the two ends of the wire down on one arrow. Then the two of them cover the statues and proceed to transport the statues. After the switch was completed, another arrow was fired, carrying the other end of the wire to the Bobble, where it was to be disposed of. And to do that, Miss Yu hid it inside the grandfather clock, QED. Huh. Yeah, you laughed. He laughed and then he growled. Alright, bro. This proves it, right, Agent Lang? That I'm not the killer. Not yet, sis. I still haven't had my dessert yet. Right, Mr. Prosecutor? Proof is in the pudding, as it were. Pudding is a nice dessert. So, do you think you can do it? Can you prove that what you said has happened? Because remember, if you can't, I'll be taking a certain someone back home with me as a souvenir. I agree that as long as there is no proof, my hypothesis remains just that. However, what I have laid out is no mere hypothesis, for there is one more piece of evidence. One more. This should be interesting. You think you have a piece of evidence that will turn your hypothesis into fact? Well then, let's see it, Mr. Prosecutor. The thing that made it possible to create a circular belt out of a length of wire. I believe that it is right here in this very room. Now then, I believe this is what made the circular belt transportation method possible. No way it was a fucking plant, right? I mean, he said he bumped it into a wall. Larry, did you lie to us about the... Oh, the fan. Oh, you're right.
Take that!
Good look, Gorilla. Good eye, good eye. Looks like you dropped another bomb on us again. The last piece of the trick are two pulleys. Precisely. The ceiling fans doubled as pulleys in this case. I was going to say the plant. And thanks to the fact that there was one installed in each of the offices, the ceiling fans made for the perfect pulley set for the wires to run on. That makes more sense. Leg, you're too funny, dog. This must be it. This is how the smugglers bypass the impenetrable security. You really are something else, Mr. Prosecutor. I bet you figured it all out already, haven't you? You know who the big hotshot that set up this real stage show is, don't you? The person who set up this rather large and complex stage show needs to be someone who had foreknowledge of it. The existence of a ceiling fan on both the Alabastion and Bobby Lee's offices. And that the Passion Flower support state can be used as arrows. The real mastermind behind this case. Well, don't you dare make this wolf wait for his food. Why are you so hesitant, Miles Edgeworth? If you can't say who it is, why don't you present something like you always do? A single point of the finger here in this case will explode in an international incident. However, it's already too late for me to stop the forward momentum. I love this song, bro. I do. This song gets me so hyped. It appears they have no choice now but to rush in. There is a piece of evidence that will point us to who the mysterious mastermind is. Aya!
Take that!
This smuggling could not have been possible without the use of the crossbow. Furthermore, the arrows that were shot by the crossbow were plucked as it were from the flower box in this very room. What, like... Fuck! Why can't you just let me point to them, dog? They were planted so long ago that the passion flowers had time to grow so big that Miss Von Karma didn't even notice the arrow when she visited this room today. On top of all of this, the fact that the culprit knew that both offices had ceiling fans tells that person has very detailed information on the embassy's layout. So as you may have already guessed, the person I am accusing of hatching this plan is the person who grew the flowers in the flower box with the utmost care. And thus it can only be you, Quercus Alba, you fucking old bitch. Like, why couldn't you just point to him? I don't understand why you made me have to go through that stressful situation, Miles. I hate you. Yeah, you old prick. You kick him. Kick his cane, bro. Knock his cane out of his hands. Are you out of your mind, Miles Edgeworth? I'm certain of what I'm saying. I'm sure that he is the culprit. Tell me, Mr. Prosecutor, what was the ambassador trying to accomplish by doing all that stuff you just outlined? Why in the world would he need to use a trick like that? I understand your need to doubt me. However, there is one thing that stands out to me as very odd. Just one thing, huh? The one single end result Ambassador Alba sought to obtain. If we were to examine the focus of this complex trick, I believe we will finally find the answer to everything. Everything will become clear once we examine this piece of evidence. Oh my god, Miles, please, just like, make it stop, make it stop.
Take that!
I would fully understand the reasoning had the situation been the reverse. However, to go through the trouble of swapping the real Prima Du statue for the fake, I sense a very shady reason for such a bizarre action. It was hollow. Maybe they were trying to shove something in the hollow statue? And who better to ask for that reason than King Prima Du himself? I see. Ambassador, we'll be examining that statue now, with or without your permission. These are Mr. Cochin's fingerprints. The fact that they're on these suggests that this statue once belonged to Bobble. So it was smuggled from Bobble to Alabast, huh? Why was there a need for them to smuggle it in? Aya! This guy kind of looks like the Steel Samurai, don't you think? Maybe it's because they look alike that he was picked to be the Goodwill Ambassador. I suppose that's possible. Take a look at this area around the base of his neck. Looks like a gap. Hey, you're right. Maybe it's meant to be some kind of secret? Perhaps it's possible to open the statue from this gap in its construction. What? Hurry up and open it, Miles. Alright, here it goes. Oh, is that chocolate? Looks like chocolate. It's not chocolate. Wow, it really did open up. Hey, what's this thing that fell out? I believe a more thorough examination of it is required. How'd that even... Oh, probably at the base. What in the... Is this... Hey, is this what I think it is? It's a plate for making counterfeit bills. Somehow, it appears that we've at long last arrived at the exit to this complex labyrinth. We finally hold within our hands one of the counterfeit money plates. And the reason why the replica was smuggled into Alabast to begin with. The Prima Du statue can only be handled by the ambassador or the secretist. The replica is nothing more than a hollow shell covered in gold. These two circumstances make the statue the ideal object in which to hide the contraband. After receiving the statue containing the counterfeit plate from Sheena. Wow, I'm not gonna lie, if this Master Mask bro really died of this old fart, wow, you are terrible. The ambassador had the misfortune of accidentally running into Damask II. Surprised by the thief, the ambassador raised the replica statue of Damask. Wow, you really died to bro. That is sad. Then in order to frame the Steel Samurai of the murder, he covered the Steel Samurai sword in blood. Well, Ambassador Alba, you are a sad, sad thief. You're the leader of the smuggling ring? My country is a mess. It's all because of you? You're the one who killed Damask II? Answer us. I never thought that you would figure things out to this level. However, there is one point I disagree with you on. The head of the smuggling ring was Mr. Cochin. Quit screwing around. I have no sympathy for someone who is trying to pass the guilt onto a dead man. If there's one thing I'm sure of, that you're the real ringleader, Quercus Alba. It's not good to speak with such subjectivity. You know, Agent Lang. Subjectivity, my conclusion, is anything but, and is the result of logic and investigation. Logic and investigation? Only seconds ago, you were ready to arrest Miss Von Karma. I don't think we can give such flip-floppy logic any real weight, do you? So he wasn't Fibrania. He really thought Von Karma did it. Wow, Lang. That's real nice. Or maybe you did. Okay, so he did Fibrania, I think. It looks like you still don't get why I came back. Excuse me? You see, the reason I came back is so that I could stick my fangs in your wrinkly old neck. From the very beginning, my real target has been you. Okay, so he did Fibrania. Okay. Just making sure. I thought he was just a dumbass, but he's not. What? Agent Lang, I demand an explanation. Sorry, sis. I didn't mean to put you through all that. I knew you were innocent from the very beginning. Yeah, okay. You did? I knew that this whole incident had been meticulously planned and prepared for. So naturally, the occupant of this room, Ambassador Alba, seemed the most suspicious. But without the ambassador's permission, we couldn't get in to take another look around. Ah, so that's why you put on this big show to accuse Francisca of the murder. Using Francisca as the bait, you were able to gain us entry and investigate rights. Yeah, if I hadn't done that, I doubt the ambassador would have given the okay to poke around. So that's why all this was about. Very well, I will forgive you. But in exchange for using me as bait, you will take some responsibility and help us find the truth. Agent Lang, for giving me such a great opening. I thank you. You know, I just knew, Mr. Prosecutor, that somehow if we were able to find some proof by investigating this room, that you would be able to figure out the real culprit with your special brand of logic. Look at these two, bruh. Look at these two. The evidence detectives collect combined with the logic of a prosecutor. That's just as it should be in a prosecutor-detective team, right? I don't know about all that. But one thing I do know is that I'm itching to see that old man get what's coming to him. You're quite scared when you want to be, aren't you? Oops. Hey, you're the one who was planning to use me to push all the guilt onto the sis. But unfortunately for you, you misjudged me. Agent Lang, I wish for you to stop trying to intimidate me. What we need right now is evidence and proof. I wonder if you have what is necessary to prove that I am the head of the smuggling ring.
Objection!
Don't be such a sore loser. If you really are the head of the smuggling ring, then you should acknowledge your crimes with dignity. Dignity? That is nothing more than a fool's insincere display of strength. If you really wish for me to acknowledge my crimes, then I would like to be the first to see some of this thing you call evidence. I tell you, I knew nothing, really. I didn't even know that a counterfeit plate was hidden inside that statue.
Objection!
You swapped the real statue that vested in your country the authority to rule for a fake. Doesn't make any sense that you didn't know anything. doesn't make any sense. Where doesn't it make sense? Can you prove that it doesn't make sense? He's really got us. He's turned the entire situation around against us. Proof that Interpol has been after, which points to this man as the ringleader. If we can somehow find that proof now, then we can just see to it that justice is finally served. Is there nothing I can use to break this case wide open? Alright, going through the whole game again, bruh. The trump card in the videotape. With those two items, we might be able to finally bring this man down. But the card is evidence from a case that Mr. Faraday hid away in secret. The tape stolen by Detective Bad from the police. They're both illegal evidence. No matter what, a protector of the law can't be allowed to use such piece of evidence. Needless to say, we Von Karma are commanded to achieve nothing but victory, and by any means necessary. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do so outside of the courts. That's what we thought at the time. I no longer follow the path of Manfred Von Karma. And I won't follow the path of the Yatagarasu. This leaves me with what? What creed will I believe in? If I want to pursue the truth, then I will sully my hands in illegality. And if I want to pursue justice, then I will lose the truth. What is the law and what is justice? Which path is the prosecutor supposed to follow? That choice is one I must make by my own hand here. Oh my god, oh my god. I'm a prosecutor. I can't allow myself to use evidence such as these. Mr. Edgeworth, if you don't do something, Ambassador Alba's going to get away with it. I know, but...
Objection!
What are you holding back for? The only thing a Von Karma should pursue is the perfect proof. If you really do have what it takes to complete our argument, then there is absolutely no reason not to use it.
Knuckle back!
Lang Shi says, the reason people judge people is because people are people. Man, what? People weren't born to be chained to the law. Laws were born to protect the people. You're the only one right now who can put this guy out to pasture. And that is the only way a second or a third generation of Zheng Fa's people will be born. Can you really still hesitate knowing the fate of a nation rests in your hands? Wow. So this is what, like, really when Miles starts. This is really when Miles turns, huh? He, like, shifts into really just pursuing the truth. There is no limit to the law. Any limit that exists was set there by man. When a person goes beyond that limit, then the law too crosses into new territory. For what reason were laws invented? The answer to that is what I must now show. Ambassador Alba. I wonder if you might recognize this. Oh, I wonder what that card is. I've never seen that before in my life. It's a directives card used by the leader of the ring to relay instructions to his subordinates. Oh, is that what it is? The card was sent to the real culprit behind the KGA incident 10 years ago. A man by the name of Mr. Mandy Cochin. Oh, so why do you have such a card in your possession? Because it was hand-delivered to me by a certain great thief, the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu gave that to you? Don't talk nonsense, and let's be serious, Mr. Edgeworth. Do you have any proof that the card contains directions from the ringleader? I'll have you know that the card is not only the thing I was given. What? This contains security footage that was shot just before the start of the KG-8 incident. KG-8 incident? The card and the video. Those two pieces of evidence are what will seal your fate. Very interesting. I must admit I am very curious now. Very curious indeed, in these case-deciding pieces of evidence you presented. The prey the Yatagarasu has been chasing all this time now stands before me. I can't allow this man who has free reign for 10 long years to simply walk away. Now is the time for me to bring the fruition, the valiant spirit that was given to me. It's 1:38. They're doing this all in like one day, bro. So what is this interesting thing you wanted to show me? The trump card in the videotape. These two pieces of evidence together make for the ultimate hand. And this is where the real meaning behind Detective Bad's words will be realized. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. What you see here is a security footage shot just before the KG-8 murder occurred. From this footage, we know that the card is a directives card from the smuggling ring. This is the section that proves the card was used to relay an order.
Take that!
As you can see, Mr. Kochin is holding the card in his right hand. I see. The killer is indeed holding a card with the exact same design on it. But that card and the one you have. Just because they look the same doesn't mean that they are, doesn't it? They are, doesn't it? But there's a very easy way for me to prove that they are, in fact, the one and the same. All we have to do is simply take a look at this. This dark red blood. This is your proof. Proof that the orders on this card were played out of that terrible tragedy, or we can figure out what the fuck that says. The blood belonged to the victim of the KG-8 incident. With a bit of DNA testing, we can very easily verify that as fact. If you have no objections, then I'd like for you to take a look at this next piece of footage. The car that passed by in front of the victim's apartment building. It's an official Cadopian government car. What? Detective Gumshoe, if you could please magnify the footage. This is the area footage that directly links the smuggling ring with Cadopia. But how does that connect to the shape of this pocket and the directives card in it? It tells us that without a doubt this person in this car is Mr. Kochin. I thought, okay. Oh, I mean that was fairly obvious, but I thought we were supposed to connect it to like the flag. Shut up, Luby. The license plate of the car was also captured by the security camera, and with it we can easily find out who was sitting in this car on that day 10 years ago. Which is why I can say with confidence that you were riding in this car on that day. Okay. My fault. I guess I read that wrong. Uh-oh. He's braking. He's braking. He's braking. The old geezer's braking. Oh, shit. He's braking. Yow! Oh. Oh, wow. So he was faking to be an old man, is what I'm guessing? You look crazy, by the way. However, about your claim that I was riding in the car at that time, that's going to be mighty difficult to prove. How so? The Principality of Cadopia, it no longer exists. So naturally, all the records from that time period also no longer exist. That arrogance. What he really means is he's already erased all the traces of them. Are we finished here, boy? Oh, damn. The only weapon I have left to me now is this piece of footage. My fault. I was a step too. I was one step too far, bro. What the? Ambassador Alba. Yes, what is it? You were once an army man in the service of Cadopia. And it was you who made the many missions you participated in successes, correct? Why the sun backhanded praises, boy? Although, to be sure, the brilliant medals on my breast were awarded to me during the era of Cadopia. But now I am only one who owns this particular medal. In that case, the only person it could be who is sitting in this car is you. By the medal captured here in this photo. It is clearly the same exact medal as the one on your chest. What? Damn, he's cracking. This is how it will be, but I won't look back. For this is the path that I have chosen. You move me with your devotion to this case, Mr. Edgeworth. Why is he talking with such arrogant stance with me? It's almost looking possible, isn't it? For a lot of you to have come this far. Looks like I just might lose our little game this time. Might lose the game this time. You don't get another round, Mr. Ambassador. Is that a fact? Very well. I've decided to confess and admit my guilt. You're going to confess? And I will accept whatever punishment that may come as a result. What the? Regarding the Damas murder, I admit it. I did it. Out of self-defense. Wow. I see. take blame for the smaller case to avoid the big one. You're claiming it was justified self-defense? The mask attacked me, and I felt that my life was in danger. If I hadn't done what I did, I might be the one you found dead instead of him. Yeah. What a pathetic performance. Yeah, give me a load of crap. This was gonna kill you. Give me a break. Give me a break, bro. Bro really got bopped on the head by a 72-year-old man and died. Wow, you two really know how to laugh at inappropriate times. If you wish to claim it was justified self-defense, then we will need some evidence. It's always the evidence with you, isn't it? But if that's what you require, I'll provide it. That man left a mark on me when he attacked. What? I don't particularly want to show it. This is proof that it wasn't self-defense. I'm an old man, and sometimes I don't pay enough attention when I should. But the mask didn't have a single weapon on his body. Hold on. Something to get worked up over because I hid the weapon. You hid it? I'm sorry, but as you know, a murder is a murder, even if it's in self-defense. I couldn't let it become public, see, that's how I am an ambassador. Oh my god, what the fuck is that? This is the weapon you seek, my special bonsai trimming shears. Wow. Oh, it's covered in blood. He was trembling quite badly during our struggle. But that's when he grabbed the shears that were sitting in my office and attacked. So you see, it was an act of self-defense. Is he right, Mr. Edgeworth? Since he has both a wound and the weapon that caused it, it's enough to declare it so. Oh, wait. Oh, which reminds me, I guess there is still one more accusation I need resolved. Smuggling and counterfeiting. Unfortunately, all of that is my secretary's doing. I had no knowledge of it was going on. Stop spewing nonsense. You're trying to throw my investigation under the bus in your desperation. If you want to get real honest, everything in this case can be connected to you. The murder of Damask was done in self-defense? In my trials, no man escapes this crime alive. Perhaps so if you were my opponent in court. However, there is one very important fact that I think you may have forgotten. And what is that? Oh. That's what you mean? Extraterrestriality? Oh my god, that's a big word. That's right. This embassy sits on what is effectively Alabastian soil. So any trial that is to be held will be held in Alabast. Therefore, the crime I just admitted to will never be tried in your courts. Agent Lang, what is Interpol's stance on this? Agents investigate, that's our job. The judgment of the people who have confessed to their crime, that's the court's job. God damn it. I've already confessed to all of my crimes, Agent Lang. Furthermore, by the very nature of my position, I have full extraterritorial rights. These rights are effective even on your country's soil, therefore, no matter where a crime may take place, I will never stand in trial in one of your courts. That arrogance in your expression, that's nothing like the face of someone who is ready to accept the consequences. Don't tell me you have your own country's judicial system eating right out of your hands. I mean, why wouldn't he? He's the ambassador. These crimes you all speak so seriously of. To me, this has all been nothing more than a game. You may chase me out of this embassy with your accusations, but it's no big deal. Alabast has numerous other embassies in other countries around the world. All you would accomplish is you would change the backdrop of our little game. These two layers of protection that extraterritoriality provides him. This is why he is one of those who cannot be brought to court. You see now, don't you? I live in a whole different world than you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go and fetch your eviction papers. Is there nothing we can do? Bro literally just nut-ud everything, bro. That's crazy. Everything we just proved, bro, just went nuh-uh. Poor gumshoe. I can't believe it, sir. Extraterritoriality? Yes, and there is nothing we can really do about that. in the end, we didn't have enough authority to bring him to justice. I can't believe that even though we know he's the boss, we can't lay a finger on him. What about the other ambassador? I know. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, sorry to skip out on you, but I've got some business to take care of. Yeah, he's going to the other ambassador. If you can't even give an evil guy like him a slap on the wrist, what the heck were laws created for? What good are they? The law can't help us, but I'll go with the Yatagarasu and take care of this myself. Don't you dare. Mr. Edgeworth, sorry that was a bit too harsh. I know how you feel, sir. We're trying to take on an ambassador after all. And he did tell us earlier to get out of the theater. It's just kind of their country, I guess. But I feel like I've been slapped across the face for just doing my job. What am I gonna do? Should I retreat for now and formulate a better plan of attack? Come on, everyone. We can't give up yet. Okay. I want you to think about something for a second. We never let up even for a second. As long as we don't stop investigating, we might find the rotten treasure hidden here. Well, that picture's new, right behind Kay. That's a new picture. She's right. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. You're right, Kay. Very well. Let us reopen the investigation to see what we find. Come on, Kay. Right behind you. Okay, then. I'll go check out Babel a bit more, sir. I have something that I need to investigate further in Alabast. Now then, before I gather any more information, I should do a bit of housekeeping. Passion Flowers data erased from my organizer. Ambassador Alba seemed agitated over something. Said that there was something he doesn't want us to investigate. What's up, Tony? I wonder why. There are two special circumstances that surround the ambassador. First, the embassy itself has extraterritorial rights. If something happens on Alabastian soil, we are unable to legally prosecute him. Cool. Sounds like embassies are the perfect place to steal whatever you want. They murdered Damask, run a smuggling operation, and make counterfeit bills, apparently. But I thought all the counterfeiting was done by Mr. Kochin and Babel. Yes, he apparently used the embassy's coupon printing press to do it. But it's the same story over there anyway. Babel also has extraterritorial rights. Which brings me to my next point. The ambassador's extraterritorial rights. Those rights are effective even in our own country. Really? No matter what happens, he can never be tried in our courts. He retains some very special rights indeed. Basically, no matter what wrongs he may commit, we can't bring him to trial here. I guess we really don't stand a chance, do we? We might stand a chance if we could somehow nullify either one of his special rights. This was taken just before the two ambassadors gave their bouquets to the Steel Samurai. Wait, is it just my imagination? Or is there something in this picture that I've seen before? Is that the knife in there? Was that how you smuggled it in? Appears to be a bouquet of Persian cyclamens and roses. Wow, you even know the exact species. I never would have figured you for an expert on flowers. It's all because of those flowers that the old lady sends me every month. Wow, just look at me. I sound like some sort of botanist. So, what exactly is this yellow flower here? That one? I'm not sure. What? You don't know? As far as I can recall, I've never seen a flower like this before. But I feel as though I've seen this shape somewhere before.
Eureka!
Eureka! Babal's national symbol is the butterfly, and alabast is the flowers. It would appear that someone is employing the old hide a tree in the forest trick. What are you mumbling to yourself about? Wait, what? The handle on this knife. Yes, it's the handle that was supposed to be on the blade that killed Mr. Kochin. The weapon that killed him was carried through the Theatrum Neutralis, and the very boutique Ambassador Alba was carrying. The flower motif. Looks like one of the flower petals is missing. Oh, and take a look at the weapon itself. It's missing the same exact petal. And the knife in this photo is most definitely the same as this murder weapon. We've come too far to give up. We must expose Ambassador Alba's misdeeds, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, of course. We've got to find a way to steal the truth and get it out there for my father's sake. Yes, and we will. The reason for Ambassador Alba's nervousness must still be here somewhere. Furthermore, I need to pin down exactly what happened in here. I'll start by thoroughly examining this room for any information I can find. Mr. Edgeworth, if you don't pay attention, Ambassador Alba's gonna get away. Yeah, I know. Now hurry up and do that swing thing you always do. I have no idea what you're talking about. What? You don't? Oh, come on, you know what I'm talking about. That thing you do. You talk about logic. Yes, that's it, so hurry up and let's swing already. Alright. To be honest, it's been a bit hard to connect everything up until now by just looking. However, okay, bye! Get it. Just want to talk to Kate, damn it. I mean, there was one I didn't do. This... Of course, the one I didn't do. We know that the counterfeit bills were printed using the embassy's press, but the necessary materials such as the Babalese ink and paper must have been hidden in a secure location. What do you think would have happened if the renovation had begun? Well, he probably had to find a better hiding place or get rid of it all. Right, so we can assume that the renovation was the cause of the plate and the bill's disposal. And the reason Mr. Cochin was killed as the ringleader of the smuggling operation. Based on what we know, who do you think was the one with the most to gain? It's the one person who's been erasing all evidence of smuggling operation. From both embassies, the co-conspirator who was mopping up Ambassador Alba. Ambassador Alba had a very strong motive to kill Manny Cochin. It's just, I'm so weak, bro. Scary. The cause of Ambassador Alba's agitation, the rotten treasure we may find, and the motive for killing Mr. Cochin. Miss Yu said it herself that she didn't kill anyone tonight. If we were to take her word at face value, then the reason for the ambassador's nervousness can only be one thing. He didn't want us to discover the real circumstances under which Mr. Cochin was killed. You mean Ambassador Alba is the real killer? But I thought the two of them were friends. Maybe they were, but what if Mr. Cochin was the one who first betrayed their friendship? Oh, I get it. Wasn't Mr. Cochin pushing really hard for Mr. Palladino to be ambassador after reunification? Yes, and that was the real reason why he wanted to steal Alabas' Primedu statue. So Mr. Cochin hired Damas II to go steal it for him. But when Ambassador Alba found out what he was up to, he killed Mr. Cochin. It's definitely a possibility at this point. Those two really were thinking of no one but themselves. The question now is, how did he do it? Ambassador Alba was in Alabast. Mr. Cochin's body was discovered in Babel, right? Right. And that is what we must solve next. I believe we now understand why Ambassador Alba was so nervous and agitated. It must have something to do with where Mr. Cochin was killed. A place where the Alabastian ambassador was likely to meet the Babalese Mr. Cochin. This is where the Ambassador Alba happened to have committed the murder. Today is not my day. Holy shit.
Take that!
Oh my god, I didn't need to do that. Oh. It's here at the Theatrum Neutralis. What? Here? The Goodwill event was being held here today, correct? So the only place that the both of them would have been is in here. Oh, maybe he could have just snacked in the bobble, bro. Like, who knows? But if that case, then, everything changes. This theater isn't actually Albastian land. So that wipes out one of those extra territorial rights he has. Makes logical sense, in which case it is a reason for us to investigate further. But haven't they said that the Theatra Neutralis is technically Albastian? Didn't they say that? This theater isn't actually Albastian land. I thought they said it technically was, though, no? So what should we check out? Let's see. I believe we should check out the immigration records for both Alabast and Babel post-haste. Babel records should be easy to obtain. However, the problem with will be Alabast. I wonder if they would allow us to see the records despite the order to vacate.
Objection!
Hi, Franny. I'm already one step ahead of you, Miles Edgeworth. Francisco. I have here the security footage from both Alabast and Babel. You would do well to take a look at its contents. You move fast. Von Karma strives to be perfect in every way. It's not in my nature to keep on retreating like this. I took the liberty of looking over the Bobble investigation reports as well. From now on, you will make no excuse to back down or say that we can't solve this case. Sorry about earlier. You won't be beaten. Okay, 550, 521, 522, 523, 525. Was Big Bro... Larry? God damn it, Larry. Because my cute little subordinate is going to try his very best, isn't he? Hasn't she patronized me enough already for a lifetime? So this video contains footage from Alabast's immigration screening area? I really hope there's something in here that we could use. Doesn't something about this lump shape strike you as odd? Huh? Isn't it supposed to be this shape? No, there's clearly something odd about the bulge. The bulge? If only we had the push card itself, we can compare it and confirm my hunch. Next, let's check the footage from Bobble's security camera. I hope it shows us something good. Phooey. There wasn't a single sign of suspicious person or anything. That right there is the contradiction. Huh? Did I miss something? You didn't miss anything. Because there was nothing to miss. However, what is missing is the image of Mr. Cochin entering his own country. Wasn't his body found in Bobble? It would appear that the true face of our final puzzle has finally revealed itself. Oh, thank God, give me some health back. I was fucking starving. Damn! Ambassador Alba. I thought I asked for you and your group to vacate the premises, Mr. Edgeworth. Actually, I thought I should let you know that this theater sits on my country's soil. You've had your fun, and I've enjoyed our little game. I dare say that you even achieved a new high score. However, once you record a score, that saved game can never be replayed again. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Your game is done, and it's game over. No.
Objection!
Where do you think you're going at this time of night? After admitting to my crime, I was overcome with regret. So I'm heading to the airport now to return home. I'm afraid I can't let you do that. There are still too many issues we need to discuss with you. You can't stop me, Mr. Edgeworth, and you know it. Oh yeah, here comes... There he is. Oh shit, it's not who I was thinking of. Please, may I have a little bit of your time, Ambassador Alba? Let's go, Paleno. Please, may I have a little bit of your time, Ambassador Alba? Ambassador Paleno? Even just a teeny tiny bit is fine with me. This already strained relationship between our countries is in a precarious situation, you know. Very well. If you insist, I will play just one more round with them and see what they want. Not that they'll get any further. Ambassador Paleno, Mr. Edgeworth, all I wish is for the normalization of relationships between our two countries. But there is one person standing in that way of the dream. I believe in you. You'll do what's right. Thank you for your vote of confidence. I thought he was the suspicious one, but he was the good one all along, bro. Now then, what was it you wanted to ask me about? I do have a flight to catch after all. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to limit you to just one question. It's more than enough because I only have one question anyway. I want to hear your alibi about how you couldn't have killed Mr. Manny Cochin. Oh, I see. You seem to have a good hand this time around. This should be fun. This really is the very last chance we have to bring him down. I won't allow even an atom-sized contradiction to slip by. Frankly, I still don't understand why I'm being placed under suspicion here. Under your hypothetical scenario, Mr. Cochin and I were fellow smugglers. But to get to the point, I was in Alabasta the whole time. So it's simply not possible for me to have killed him. Killed him in Bobble. That is my alibi. So, that is your alibi? That is correct. It's simply not possible for me to have committed a crime in Bobble. Now that we cleared that up, I appreciate it if you would move out of my way.
Hold it!
I said hold it. What is it this time? I thought I told you I'd only allow one question. You did. But you still have yet to really answer my one question. What? Until you tell us the truth, I will refuse to budge an inch from where I'm standing. Very well. I'll play with you just a little longer. Miles Edgeworth, as my subordinate and representative of this country's prosecutors, who are forbidden to lose. Of course, that is something I have understood from the start. That guy's the one who ordered my father killed, isn't he? Yes, I believe so. The goal of the first Yatagarasi was the capture of the smuggling ring's leader. My father and Uncle Bad, their legacy will live on through me. So that's why we just gotta catch him, okay? We will, I promise. Now, Ambassador Alba, let's have it the truth now, shall we? No matter how many times you ask, my answer remains the same.
Hold it!
Being the leader of a smuggling ring while taking on the duties of the ambassadorship. Don't you think that the combination is more than enough reason for suspicion? And there is the matter of the crossbow arrows and the Primidu statues.
Objection!
Ooh! Okay. Okay, Alba. All of that is nothing more than your flights are fancy. What do you mean by that?
Hold it!
It's not a hypothesis. Earlier we proved it to be what happened. Well, let's leave that one side for now. Besides, it doesn't change the fact that I have no motive. Oh, so you really have no reason to kill Mr. Cochin. That was a cool objection. If you want to suppose I have one, then why not? I'll indulge you. After all, this is nothing more than a silly game to me. Even if that's how you see things, I appreciate if you would take me seriously. Sorry. Suppose you are in a bit of a pickle. Very well. A game is no fun if the playing field isn't level. Therefore, I informally claim that I have no motive to kill. Now let's see you to try to disprove it. How can he stand there looking proud when he knows he killed another human being? Well, I'm not going to stand by and just watch him get away with his crime.
Hold it!
Are you serious that just because you were partners that you had no motive to kill? I'm only following your hypothetical scenario to its logical conclusion. Looks like he's not going to admit himself that he was in league with Mr. Cochin. I suppose not. But I do know his relation to the smuggling ring and Mr. Cochin. I mean, he's the ringleader that Mr. Cochin was his subordinate, right? Correct. But I know more than just that. Ms. Von Karma, I'm sure you remember the safe in Mr. Cochin's office, correct? Yes. The safe had 2 compartments to it, didn't it? Yes, and why do you think those stolen goods were being stored in Mr. Cochin's office? Maybe because he was trying to cheat Ambassador Alba behind his back. So Mr. Cochin didn't turn the goods over, but decided instead to keep them for himself? I suppose that's possible. Seems to me that both men were only concerned with their own wealth and well-being. And that means that maybe they didn't have a trusting relationship after all. What Ambassador Alba had to gain. I believe that his motive for killing Mr. Cochin. What are you people whispering about amongst yourselves over there? Ah, I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. Now then, let's continue with your testimony.
Hold it!
What exactly did you do while you were in the Alabast? I had a meeting with the Steel Samurai, and then I arranged a few files. Around that time, the thief was sneaking in who took me by surprise.
Objection!
Are you saying that it was Damask 2 that made the first move? Yes, and it was after I was attacked that I hit him on the head with a Primidu statue. Unfortunately, he died from the blow, but it was an act of justified self-defense.
Objection!
Calling it that doesn't cover up what you really did. Cover up? No, my boy, I'm not covering anything up. I'm telling the truth. You weren't planning to admit it. You weren't planning to admit to it, which is why you tried to frame the Steel Samurai. If you weren't an ambassador, I'd be letting my whip fly loose on you right now. I'm terribly sorry that I didn't clean up the body better, but I am a busy man. I had a speech to give in the Rose Garden after that, you know.
Objection!
Yet despite that, you still had time to kill Mr. Cochin, didn't you?
Objection!
Objection! Man is evil. I'm sure you are familiar with the facts, but Mr. Cochin was killed in Babel while I was all the way in Alabast.
Hold it!
You insist that it's not possible for you to have killed Mr. Cochin in Babel. I got a couple pieces, right? The push cart. And you aren't correct. Oh? I thought you would put up a bit more of a fight, but if you concede to me, the only thing I'm conceding to is that it's not possible for you to kill him and bobble. I am not conceding that your alibi is the truth. Oh, I see. However, no matter how you try, know that you cannot crush my alibi. It would be wise not to underestimate a prosecutor of this country. We'll see about that. So, Mr. Koshin was a friend of the Ambassador Alba. If that's true, then why did the Ambassador kill him? It's not like in the case of my father where he ordered someone to do it. The problem we have here is we don't know what their exact relationship was. Indeed, if they had complete trust in each other, then there was no motive for murder. However, both men were very selfish, and I believe this is from where his motives arose.
Objection!
If you want to know, I believe you did have a motive to kill. It was because Mr. Koshin had betrayed you. But you had your own reason too. Namely, you wanted to pin the smuggling all on him. Evil begets evil. And because you were trying to test each other, it turned out into this mess.
Objection!
Objection! I don't believe... It kind of sounds like an older Wesker. I don't believe this. You have a bad penchant for telling tall tales, Mr. Prosecutor. If you're not, then I suppose you have some proof to support your argument? I never use guesswork in moving my cases forward. It has been proven that this note was written by Mr. Kochin's hand. Shall we take a look at it? The content of the note is a request calling for the theft of Alabas's Prima-Due statue. By killing him and pushing all the guilt for the smuggling onto him, you walk away spotless. I believe you understand what I'm driving at. You have more than a few reasons to kill him.
Objection!
Okay. Are you finished with your hypothesizing? Excuse me? Let's suppose I did have a motive. Even so, a motive or a thought alone can't kill. Isn't that right? I didn't expect him to resort to playing the semantics game with me. It appears that this is where the real battle will begin. Now then, if you'll excuse me. Wait, what? I told you at the very beginning, didn't I? You only get one question. Ambassador Alba, if you could please give us just a little bit more of your time. It doesn't matter what kind of man Manny was. He was my subordinate, which is why I would like for us to figure out the real cause of his death. That is something for Bob-all to figure out and something to which I have no relation to. Now he's even turning down a request for Ambassador Palladino. I'm very sorry, but it seems that now even my voice falls on deaf ears. There's no need for you to apologize, Ambassador Palladino. Where is Lang? Where is Lang? Where is Lang? It seems there are no further objections. In that case, I will please allow me to return home. I hear in the back is, "Aya!" Not so fast. Aya! K? I was not expecting K. I thought it was going to be Lang. Hold it right there, Ambassador Alba. K? Like I said, Mr. Edgeworth, the Yatagarasu's legacy will live on through me. Yes, but how do you suggest we stop him from leaving? You just leave that to me. Ambassador Alba, do you recognize this? No. Why should I recognize that tattered old organizer? Wait, where have I seen that before? That's a clue my father, Bern Faraday, left for us. Did you say Bern Faraday? Mr. Faraday's organizer. Don't tell me this is the one from the second KG-8 incident. The one in which he wrote about the Yatagarasu's key? Oh, shit. Yes, this organizer belonged to the prosecutor you had Miss Yu kill 7 years ago. I have no idea what you're talking about. You say that like it was related to me. Beside this organizer, he wrote up every detail of every evil thing you did. What an amusing little girl you are. Well, that sort of trickery won't work on me. If you won't believe me, then take a look at this. And what is that toy there? Oh, shit. This thievery device was used by the Yatagarasu, or rather, by my father. 7 years ago, he used this when he snuck into the embassy. What? These two pieces of evidence that hold information the Yatagarasu dug up on you. If you go home now, I won't hesitate to send it all to Alabas right behind you. Little girl, get to the point. I want you to go up against Mr. Edgeworth one more time. If you win, then I'll hand over these two pieces of evidence. Oh, God. Yatagarasu? Ever the thorn in my side. Okay, does that organizer really contain any information on his dirty dealings? It's nothing case-breaking, really. And then it was just a bluff. Even if it was, we still can't let all my info that my father and Uncle Bad found go to waste. Oh my god, bro. Fucking Phoenix Wright Jr. Plus, just the existence of Little Thief is troublesome enough for him. Those 2 pieces, aren't they keepsakes of your father? It's okay. I believe in Mr. Edgeworth. You'll come out on top in the end. Okay. When the going gets tough, someone's gotta be there to put the wind back in your sails. After all this time, you're still quite the feisty one. I applaud your powerful nature. I refuse to lose this, too. Ambassador Alba, you won't be returning home until you give us further testimony. How dare you all, barring a person like me. Ambassador Alba, your testimony, if you please. Alright, but this is the absolute last. Then even if you use all the power of Ambassador Palladino's office, you won't stop mine. Can't let this opportunity Kay has created for me go to waste. Let's go, Kay! Fucking go, Kay! The last time I met with Mr. Cochin was here at the Theatrum Neutralis. After that, I was in Alabasta the rest of the time I stated earlier. In any case, I did not see Mr. Cochin again after that. So you see, there was no time span in which I could have killed him. Wouldn't you agree? Now, since you people were practically begging, I'll allow you to question me. What an arrogant old man. Yes, but no matter. Can't allow this chance to escape us. I will warn you, though, you've reached the end of my patience. Waste my time with any inane questions, you will be punished. So any needless pressing or presenting will hurt our case? In that case, the only thing you can do is to present the correct evidence. Understood? Of course, I don't intend to let him intimidate me. I know Mr. Cochin was killed before he returned to Babel. In which case, there is only one statement to which I need to present evidence.
Objection!
Oh, my God. I'd like you to take a look at this picture. It's a rather nice picture, isn't it? It's to commemorate the restoration of relations between our nations. Oh, it's commemorative, all right. Oops. One that captures the proof I need to show that it was you who committed the murder. Come again? This is the knife that killed Mr. Cochin. I see you recognize it as well as you should, for it was you who brought it to this theater. You hid it among the flowers you were to give the Steel Samurai, meaning that you killed Manny Cochin here at the theater. Oh shit. Excuse me. It's time for me to catch my flight.
Objection!
No, 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 sir. We're not through yet.
Objection!
Alright, who's it? Alright, now it's Lang's turn. Now it's Lang's turn. It's game over for you, Mr. Edgeworth, but I thank you for the entertainment. No matter how passionately you orate, the end result will still be the same. I won't be returning to this country ever again. That's right. This man is ambassador, and he has extraterrestrial rights. Talk to the head, young one. No matter how hard we chase after him, we won't be able to have him tried in court. It's exactly the face you should be making. The face of a worthless cur. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, I must bid you farewell. Well, not so fast, Alba. The courts, is there no way, is there no one who can lay a finger on this man? Is this really the end?
Not so fast!
Not so fast! Oh, look at him, bro. Badass. Fucking love Lang, bro. Agent Lang! Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Prosecutor. Oh my god. Get out of my way. My plane is scheduled to take off soon. Sorry, but you're not going anywhere, Mr. Alba. I'm through playing games with you people. You can't touch me. If you do, it would spark an international incident, Agent Lang. I'm sorry, but no, it wouldn't. What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Good job holding the fort down here until I got back. So, Mr. Alba, your diplomatic immunity. has just been revoked. What do you mean, revoked? Spare me this nonsense and let me through.
Knock him back.
Lang Shi says, before aiming for the throat, chew the neck shield off first. Interpol headquarters in the Imperial household of the Kingdom of Alabast. Took a while to get things rolling, but they finally moved on it. The Imperial household? You, what have you done? You have been relieved of your duties as ambassador, Mr. Alba. Sheesh. Effective today. Effective right now. And you have Mr. Prosecutor's videotape to thank for this. The videotape of the video of the Yatagarasu protected? Can't be arrested simply because you're an ambassador? In that case, I thought I'd strip you of that title. You underestimated me, a descendant of the founder of detainment philosophy Lang Shi. 4,000 years of deeply entrenched connections and networks around the world have really paid off. Oh yeah, look at you, you old fart. Oh, he punched himself. I can't believe my ambassadorship has been revoked. Looks like you're finally coming to grips with your new standing. Woohoo! Looks like he looked like he turned docile again. He probably is shocked from the loss of his shoe. What a shame. I had so wanted to use my whip on him. Why is this happening to me? I'm just a hard-working, honest ambassador. Yeah, alright, buddy.
Knock him back.
You really think he'd still pull that on us now? We've already ripped away the mask and seen you for who you really are, Mr. Alba. Come on, do the break. Yep, there it is. Crash out. Let's go.
Objection.
Oh, shit. No way. No. I won't be stopped now. He still intends to fight us? Oh my god, Alba, please. So what if I'm no longer ambassador? You still don't have any evidence on me. The fact remains that you cannot arrest me. I expected no less from you, the boss of the smuggling ring. Well, the rest is up to you, Mr. Prosecutor. Understood. You say that I killed Mr. Coachman in the theater? But even if it's true that there was a knife in my bouquet, I left that bouquet in the theater. So anyone could have taken it out of there and used it, right? Besides, the claim that he killed here itself is on. After all, wasn't his body discovered in Babel? Are you claiming that I carried his body all the way over there? Preposterous.
Objection.
I'll be the one to prove whether it's preposterous or not. Yeah, shut your bitch ass up, Alba. Shut your bitch ass up. Ex-Ambassador Alba, are you ready? Because this is no game. This is war. Bum. I killed Mr. Coachman in the theater using a knife that was stuck in my bouquet. I left that bouquet in the theater. Anyone could have taken the knife from there. Besides, Mr. Coachman's body was discovered in Babel, right? There's no way for me to have transported his body from the theater to Babel. Look, don't you think you've had enough fun with me? You've already stolen my ambassadorship from me. Would you have me surrender too?
Knock him back.
You have no plans to ever return to this country, isn't that right? Did you know that a bunch of your subordinates are seeking asylum because of you? As if I care. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, boot this guy out of the embassy and we can finally end everything. I know, and I will give it my all to see that he leaves in handcuffs. Without the title of ambassador, he is just another witness. Yes, just another witness. Oh, she's tightening up the gloves. WK. All right, what are we waiting for? Let's get this guy. Where's Gumshoe? What? Oh my god. Are they going to pull the Gumshoe comes out of Babel and be like, Edgeworth, I found something. And bro's already in handcuffs. Oh, come on. Wonder if they understand that all this can do is present evidence to the testimony. Get him! Get him! Yeah! Yeah! Whoa! Actually, I do believe there was a way to transport the body out of the theater. Perhaps you should give this a look. What is that supposed to be? It's footage from a security camera that captured the state of the immigration area. Should I congratulate you on getting your hands on it? Just letting you know that we're not the only ones watching your every movement. Thank you for the warning. Now, if you can take a good look at this section here. This lump here inside the pushcart. You know what's causing it? Should I? Because I don't. In that case, allow me to enlighten you. This is the cause of that unnatural lump under the cloth in the pushcart.
Take that!
What is the meaning of showing me that? It's to say that the unnatural bulge in the pushcart is Mr. Cochin's body. You had the Steel Samurai wheel his body away from the crime scene. What a guess. But I wonder if you have any evidence to support it. I admit that for now it is but a hypothesis, however. I can't prove that. I'm afraid I must be on my way. Isn't Larry still looking for the Iron Infant? I don't have any more time to play with you people. Is Gumshoe gonna come back with the Iron Infant? Cause Larry was looking for this little baby doll thing at the beginning. That's the evidence. There he is! Gumshoe! Gumshoe! Let's go! You thought Lang was the final boss? No, sirree, it was fucking Gumshoe, bruh. Sorry I took so long, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Gummy? Detective Gumshoe, is that the Steel Samurai's pushcart? Yes, sir. I found it in the open air stage area. That's where you went. Detective spirit that Pops left me with. I thought I'd follow my gut and go with it, sir. Fucking love Gumshoe, bro. How can you not like Gumshoe, dog? So, Mr. Edgeworth, is this worth anything to the case? Yes. It just might play a major role in solving this case, Detective. But something isn't right, though. I thought the entire samurai family was in Alabast. Where exactly in the open air stage did you find this pushcart? I found it just lying there at the edge of the stage, sir. Oh? Well, let's leave that for now and examine the inside, Detective. Yes, sir. It's blood. This must be Mr. Cochin's blood. Which only goes to prove that Mr. Cochin's body was indeed transported by this pushcart. I believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Cochin at this theater and then placed his body inside the pushcart. And then you forced the Steel Samurai to unwittingly move the body for you.
Objection!
I forced him to move the body into Alabast? What nonsense. Why would I bother to do such a thing?
Objection!
You were scheduled to make a speech in Alabast, meaning it was difficult for you to make a stop and bobble. However, what if you moved the body to Alabast? Because it was your embassy, you could keep an eye on it and tamper with the evidence. And then you smuggled it out of Alabast. If I could show how you moved the body from Alabast to Bobble, then I win. Oh my god, I just remembered. When the fire was going on, Gumshoe was like somebody was using the elevator. There it is. The security between the two countries is incredibly tight. I'll be the one to judge whether I can or cannot prove it. And so I asked you to provide us with testimony regarding your movements after you returned to Alibaba. Miles Edgeworth, have you figured it out? Do you know how the body was moved? To be honest, I have nothing to support my hypothesis at this time. However, I don't believe I made a mistake in my logic up to this point, which means there's no question that can't be answered, right? The Prima Deuce statue was smuggled successfully through a brief flight through the air. So why shouldn't there be an answer to how the body was moved? Which means that there must be a logic flaw somewhere I can exploit. After I returned to Alibaba, I had my picture taken with the Steel Samurai shaking hands. Then, just as I was about to start my speech, the Yatagarasu appeared. I feared for the national treasure, so I raced back to my office. Is that all? Yes, that's all.
Objection!
Looks like you left out a few things. Such as the murder of Damas II. Furthermore, you left out the part about the meeting with me in your office. Ah, those trifling matters. You just call killing someone a trifling matter. I don't need to speak of those things again. I do so hate to waste time. What? You. Is not every life precious? Do you really need me to answer that for you?
Objection!
People like you cannot be allowed to wander freely through society. You better try hard, because I doubt you'll find a single contradiction. He's really full of himself, isn't he? Yes, he is. How can he be so confident at a time like this? Come, don't be shy. Go ahead and ask whatever you'd like.
Hold it!
What will happen after you return to your office? I don't want to keep on repeating this, however. Upon my return, I had the stroke of bad luck and bumped into Masked Man.
Objection!
And I don't want to keep on repeating this, either. But his name was Damask II. Who cares what he was called? By the time he got to the Primadou statue that he was supposed to steal, it had already been swapped for the fake. Talk about an unlucky man. Being bludgeoned to death with a fake statue. Miss Von Comrade's really letting her whip fly now. Eek! I think the scary part is her silence while she's doing it. She must be at the limit of her patience as well. But physical attacks are meaningless here. Only evidence will suffice. Ugh. I can't find a single flaw in his argument. At this rate, I won't be able to prove that he's actually guilty of anything. Are we finished here? Alright, who's showing up next? Phoenix? Miles Edgeworth, can you not come up with how the body was moved to Bobble? Sir. Mr. Edgeworth. Aya! Even have to prove it so much, is he going to get away with it? God damn it. Is this the end? Come on, Miles. Come on, Miles. Hold it. It appears that we made it just in time. Oh my fucking god. It would be the great honor if you would allow us to be your allies in battle. Are we really about to get saved by Larry and Wendy, bro? Oh my god. Evil Magistrate, it is time for you to pay. It's the Steel Samurai? No, you are mistaken, for I am Steel Samurai Daddy, Merry Man of Neo Tokyo. This is Pink Princess Mommy. Edgy Poo! Oh my god, bro. Way to kick the tension out of the air, bro. Oh my god, bro. Two people I wanted to see the least. Eri, what are you two doing here? Way to show your gratitude, Edgy. We just want to help, yeesh. I'm gonna get the bad guy with a single thrust of my samurai spear. Oh, wait! Go away! How can you be so mean to us, Edgy Poo? All three of us came to lend a hand, and this is how you treat us? Well, isn't this grand? And I see they managed to find the Iron Infant. Does that really matter right now? Yes, because that's going to be the key piece to this whole thing. Hey! Is it just me or the Iron Infant completely soaked? Oh yeah! I found him in Bobble, but he was in the middle of the pool. Wait a second. Larry, go back to what you just said. Bro, is Larry gonna... Oh my god, bro. We really just got saved by Larry. Huh? Oh, appears that we made it. Not that far back. Something about finding the Iron Infant in Bobble? And he found it in a pool? I don't recall there being being one in Bobble. Oh, that. Well, I was an Ollie-Boss the whole time. So I have no idea how the Iron Infinite would end up in Bobble. I thought I had lost him in the Rose Garden. I guess maybe this cute kid can swim, huh? Wait, what? Larry, you lost the Iron Infinite in the Rose Garden? Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure. But I found him in...
Hold it!
That's enough, Larry. The Iron Infant that Larry lost managed to move between the two countries. Furthermore, the Iron Infant was found soaked in the middle of a pool? This is what I've been looking for. It's another smuggling route between the countries. The key to the route... The key to the route the Iron Infant took to travel from Alabasta to Bobble is... That's right. This embassy was built bilateral symmetry in mind. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir? There was a location I wish you for you to examine post haste. It is where I believe the route used to smuggle Mr. Coach's body lies. Is that something... Does something like that really exist, sir? An embassy built on a bilateral system, meaning this is where we need to examine. Was there a pool under the construction?
Take that!
Yes, sir. I'll be back before you know it. It's too late. Doesn't matter now what you do. It's all a waste of time.
Not so bad!
You will stay here with us and wait. Mrs. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, it's here, sir. It is a pool. There's a reservoir here, just like in the Rose Garden. Just as I suspected. What is it? The two sides of this embassy are mirror images of each other, which means there is also a pool at the corresponding location on the Bobbly's side. Mr. Coachen's body was moved into Bobble through the pool in Alabas.
Objection!
Avoiding the topic with a vague answer like that is unbecoming of a prosecutor. If you don't mind, I'd like to see more physical proof of it, if you have any. Finally, this stupid fucking guitar pick! The Iron Infinite is positively soaked in water. Why do you think that is? It's because he was fished out of a pool, and not just any pool. It was the Bobbly's one. I think it's pretty obvious at this point one must be true. The water reservoirs in the two courtyards are connected.
Objection!
And where is your proof that the two sides are connected?
Objection!
The proof is right there before your eyes. The half-drowned Iron Infant. This blasted doll! Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back. Hey! Don't tell me. You guys figured everything out without me? We did, thanks to this hero of justice's son. Even if he is just a doll, he managed to help foil the villain. So, Larry help us. Oh my god, bro. We really got saved by Larry. What is the timeline we live in?
Not so bad!
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Look, I don't want to say this, but it's kind of unlikely that the body just happened to have passed on through to Bobble. This guy's a doll and he's small, so I can believe it he made it, but he has a point. Yes, that's right. Glad someone here understands. Mr. Edgeworth, are you going to next propose that a dead body can swim through a pipe? You see, Mr. Prosecutor? Our chase after this man is far from over. Agent Lang. Why is he helping Mr. Alba out now? He's not. He realized the flaw in my argument and is helping me to move the logic along. I know what's going on here, in which case, I should return the favor and find an answer. I got it. And another thing, Mr. Coachen's body was found in his office in Bobble. So what happened to his body after it was transported to the open air stage? Mr. Alba had an accomplice in Bobble, remember? You mean Sheena, right? With her there, you can see how it was possible to move the body up to the office.
Objection!
Are you seriously claiming that she swam through the connecting pipe with the body? He's right. Miss Sheena would drown if she did that. It's hard to imagine that she swam through the connecting pipe. Looks like your hypothesis about how the body was moved is still only half baked. In the end, it's all just befuddled musings of an accusatory man. Now then, I believe you should give up and allow me to passage, because from the start, there is no feasible method of transporting the body. What? Mr. Prosecutor, recall Sheena's movements. What was happening in the embassy around the time Miss Sheena was in Bobble? Oh, if only there was a way to get rid of the water in the pool. I wonder. Get rid of the water. Aha, that's it. Now, I believe this time we really are done, right?
Objection!
Unfortunately for you, it's far from over, Mr. Alba. You are a most persistent man. Are you saying that you thought of a way to move the body through the water? Move the body through the water? That is completely unrelated to how it was done. Excuse me? The reason I say that is because there wasn't any water there at the time. What do you mean there wasn't any water? Just what it sounds like. Tonight's event made it possible to drain the water, allowing the body to be moved. Fire!
Take that!
Tonight, the Yatagarasu set fire to a variety of locations in the Bobbly's embassy. In order to put the fires out, much of the reservoir's water was used. Of course, when the water was used, the reservoir's water levels went down. If enough water was drained, the connecting pipe could be used to traverse the border.
Objection!
So what? The water level went down. The reservoirs were connected. Does any of this matter? You can't prove any of this. Let's just drain the reservoir. Pretending to be ignorant won't work with me. We both know what kind of situation we're in right now. Even in a game, there comes a critical game-changing moment. A moment in which you hit a wall that you must overcome in order to beat the game. I haven't lost yet. I found the route you used to smuggle the body, and that route will lead to your defeat. Even if all the water was used up by the firefighting effort, you still can't really call that a smuggling route. I know that. I should have figured that you would notice. Hey, Mr. Alba, how deep are those pools anyway? I'll have you know, those pools are extremely deep. There are no ladders or footholds along the walls either. It would be difficult for Sheena to hold the body and climb up out of the pool. Ladders or footholds along with the walls? There was no need for such things. What do you mean? If one were to use a certain something, they could go up or down the pool at will. Oh, looks like you got an answer already. Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Prosecutor? Enlighten us already. The way in which Machina and the body were able to rise above a ground level. If there was a way to control the water level, that could be the way the body was moved. This was used so that the body and Machina could move up and down in the...
Take that!
Miss Alba used the fountain spouts in a manner of speaking. Used the fountain spouts? How so? The water level in the pools can be controlled by opening and closing the spouts. Machina and the body were lifted up by their buoyancy in water. The fire on the Balbady's side, in the firefighting effort, these were set in motion for all the sake of smuggling Mr. Cochin's body. Shall I show you where the final destination of my train of logic leads? First, Mr. Alba closed the fountain spouts in advance in preparation of things to come. Then he took the pushcart that was brought to the Rose Garden and pushed it along with the Iron Infant and Mr. Cochin's body into the pool. At this time, Machina was busy conveniently starting the first fire and bobble. She then made for the open air stage pool and waited for the firefighting effort to begin. When the firefighter used the water in that pool, the water level went down. And by the time the fire was put out, the pipe between the two waters were exposed. This is when she pushed the car from Alabast to Bobble. Once that was accomplished, Mr. Alba simply opened the fountain spouts once more. The water level rose up to its original level, along with Machina and the body. After that, Machina used the pushcart to carry the body up to the Secretariat's office. There's an elevator in the embassy, after all. So you see, even with her small frame, she could easily transport Mr. Cochin's body. And that wraps up my thorough explanation of how the body was moved. Well, ex-Ambassador Alba, what do you think? Not so untouchable without your precious extraterritorial rights to protect you, are you? I knew you could do it, Mr. Edgeworth. Way to fight back. You accuse me of moving the body across country lines? But when you get down to the nitty-gritty, you don't have what it takes to indict me. The nitty-gritty? What does the old man want now? Proof. I believe this is what he seeks. Yes, proof. Without any who is to say whether or not what you really said happened. He wants proof. What are we going to do, Mr. Edgeworth? There's no need to worry. I've had all the proof we need all along. The body wasn't the only thing to go through the pool's connecting pipe tonight. Just as Detective Gumshoe found the pushcart in the open stage area, so too did I find one other item there. And that piece of evidence is what will prove that the pools were smuggling routes. This goddamn fucking guitar pick, bro. Finally! This was another thing that was smuggled over to Bobble's open air stage.
Take that!
And what exactly is this? You have no idea, do you? This little piece that I found on the Bobbly's side will be your undoing. A guitar pick? Would you care to explain how that is going to do me in, as it were? Much to your chagrin, perhaps, but this is not a guitar pick. What? This is something I found at the open air stage, which was transferred with the body. Naturally, I assumed that you would recognize it, since you took a photo with it after all. But since you don't know, allow me to show you what this fragment from the stage area belongs to. Let's take a good look at the murder weapon that was used to kill Manny Kochin. On the handle of this knife, there's a beautifully blooming flower. However, it would appear that it's missing a single petal. Now, let's see what happens when we try to fit this pick in the open slot. Perfect fit. It's a perfect fit. I assume that the petal must have fallen off the flower during Mr. Kochin's murder. And then it was accidentally placed in the pushcart along with Mr. Kochin's body.
Objection!
That's an interesting story. Nothing more.
Objection!
Oh, I assure you it's more than just a story. Because for some odd reason, this flower petal was wet when I found it. It was wet, you say? Yes, and the only place it could have gotten wet from is the open air stage's pool. Now I ask you, how did a part of a weapon which was smuggled into the theater wind up in the open air stage area on the Bobbly's side of the embassy? I don't think I need to waste any words explaining this, as this petal explains it all for me. It proves that someone wet from the Rose Garden's pool on through into Bobble. Boom, bam, 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 bam. The people of Zhengfa have been waiting to see you face to face, Mr. Alba. I'll tell everyone back home we'll be there soon. You should be happy. Why? Why? It's a little too late to be asking that question. You should have known from the very beginning. When you took your first life, no matter how you may plot or how you may try to cover it all up, you can never hide from your crime and what you've done. Because we're here to see that justice is served to people like you.
Objection!
You can't call what you've given a perfect argument. Oh my god, this motherfucker, bro, is pissing me off now. You know, I don't think this guy's going to ever admit to his wrongdoings, Mr. Edgeworth. Because he has values himself above all else. People who can't be negotiated with are people who will refuse to admit when they've lost. I don't believe those kind of people really exist because everyone breaks eventually. You're right. In that case, I have no choice but to use all the evidence I have. Just throw my entire inventory at him, bro. Just like, catch. Yeah. I'll use it all until he breaks under the weight of his crimes. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more. Just throw the entire inventory at him. This really will be the end of the line. Thank God, bro. It's EP time. To be continued. What the fuck? The final testimony. Oh my god, just throw the entire inventory at this motherfucker, dog. I'm sick of you. It's 3 in the morning. It's 3 in the morning in the game. Everybody's fucking exhausted, bro. Let's get out of here. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more. As if there's anything else for me to testify about. I still have yet to fully prove that it was Mr. Alba who murdered Mr. Kochin. Well, I would like to hear about your movements before the murder occurred. I wonder if you could tell us about what you did here at the Theater Neutralis. Yeah, this case is dummy long. Like, the rest of the game was like, I could finish like the rest of the cases in a stream. This one took like 2 whole streams. Very well. I suppose I could tell you about that. Because about all I did was watch the Steel Samurai stage show. Elaborating on even that alone is good enough for me. The only way for me to place this man under arrest is to pinpoint the exact location of where the murder took place, for that is the key to this investigation. I watched from the last row. The stage was well lit, but it was dark out in the audience. I swear I was there in the audience, but it's hard to prove that, I suppose. I do remember the content of the show very well, though. Is that proof enough for you? These moving scenes were seared into this old man's heart. I'll never forget them. Oh, I know where this is going. So you're in the theater proper... I know where this is going. Fucking Larry to the rescue again. So you were in the theater proper watching the Steel Samurai stage show, were you? Of course I was. I have a great fondness for the Steel Samurai. Yeah, I was pretty cool up there, wasn't I? You're not the one who was cool. It's the Steel Samurai who's cool. Yeah, the Steel Samurai's special finishing move today was really something, huh? Hey, Edgy, who is she? Who is this super cute girl? Yo, Larry, it is 3:30 in the morning in-game, bro. We want to go home. Can you do this later? She's been standing here this whole time, and only now he notices her? Her name is Kay Faraday, and she's helping me in my investigation. Sorry I didn't get to introduce myself earlier, but better late than never. Larry, shut the fuck up. Yes, okay, I'm Larry Butts. Silence in the peanut gallery. There's no time for such trivialities. This is the one time I agree with Francisco's whip. Shut him up. This is the final battle. You got that? I know. This is the end. For that man there. Now that's the kind of thing I like to hear. I think I'll give trusting you a try, Mr. Prosecutor. Or rather, Mr. Edgeworth. He said my name. He said my name. I leave this critical battle up to you. Aya! Mr. Edgeworth. Have no fear. I will finish the job. This really is the end game. Oh my god, I get it. It's the fucking end game. I get it. This time has come to expose every last one of Mr. Alba's lies. Throw the inventory at him. Thanks, Wolverine. Thanks, Jack. I agree today will be a day to remember. Especially when we finally make you pay for all the wrongs you've committed. What? Hey, that's what the Steel Samurai says when he defeats the evil magistrate. Actually, that line was just something I ad-libbed. You may act all surprised, but naturally, you remember this line, don't you? Of course I do. I just now understand how the evil magistrate felt, that's all. And allow me to make you identify with the evil magistrate some more. Hey, then that makes you the Steel Samurai, huh? Well, if you had to complete the analogy, I suppose that yes. Miles is giddy in the inside that he gets to be the Steel Samurai, bro. He is such a super fan. And I do believe it's about time to bring the curtains down on this with bang. I wonder if Mr. Alba was really there watching the show. I don't think so, because the only time he had to commit the murder was during the show. And the only time he could have placed the body into the pushcart during the scenes where the Iron Infant was not out on stage. That means by the end of the stage show. Are you saying that that the body was already in the pushcart by then? That is crazy. No way. I mean, I was pushing a dead body around? Yes, Larry. That you used me in such a foul manner is unforgivable, evil magistrate. Well put, Steel Samurai. And now we'll show all those present just who was the evil magistrate that the Steel Samurai must defeat.
Hold it!
Oh yeah? Then tell me. Well, I remember the contents of the show as well myself. That's nice. That's nice. Miles Edgeworth, don't allow yourself to be riled up by him at this important juncture. How's it planning to let him? Well, if you ask me, I think I'm the biggest Steel Samurai expert around here. Didn't you think the climatic scene of today's show was just totally awesome? Yes, I remember that well. And that spectacular special move, the way you deliver the final blow against the evil magistrate. Early summer rain, Jow. We will see you later, Alba. We will see you later, Alba. We will see you later, Alba. See you later. Oh, that scene will live on in my heart forever. Is that how it went? Totally forgot about that. How can you forget about your own special moves? That's the special attack that the Steel Samurai uses when he uses the Samurai Spear. Yes, and today was the first time they showed it off, was it not? If I hadn't watched the show, then how could I answer you with the name of the move? I suppose you are correct, but if you could please elaborate at this point for me.
Objection!
The special move today was the early summer rain. Is that your final answer?
Objection!
You little irritating gnat. Do you think you could trip me up by asking the same question over and over? That was not my intention. Your testimony is more than sufficient. However, I believe it would be wise for you to take a look at this. The Samurai Spear? What about it? This spear actually never made it on stage today. Excuse me? Oh, stupid, stupid, stupid. This is why I am a Steel Samurai mega fan. Unfortunately for you, tonight's Steel Samurai happened to be a goof of a young man with an abundance of useless hot-bloodedness. Having said that, said useless man bent the spear during his rehearsal this evening. Okay, do you remember what the Steel Samurai special move was tonight? It was the Steel Samurai Sushi Slash. Correct. Because he couldn't use the spear, a last-minute change was made. Had you really been watching the show, you would have known the move that was used. Quercus Alba. You didn't even watch a single minute of the Steel Samurai show tonight, did you? You fake fan! Aha! So if he wasn't watching the show tonight, then it opens up the possibility that he was busy killing Mr. Koshin instead. So where were you during the show? I demand an answer now. Uh-oh. Yeah, he's gonna break. Just what is so funny? You're so sloppy, and so are your conclusions. I still insist that I watched the show, or most of it in any case. What do you mean by most of it? Ah, you see, during the show I left my seat for a spell to visit the bathroom. I assume that was when the dramatic scene was played out on stage. That is the lousiest, lamest excuse I've ever heard in my life, pal. When Gumshoe says that to you, bro, you know it's bad. Just because he got the name of the move wrong. You can't really use that as proof that he didn't watch the show at all. Oh my god, Lang, please. As a fan of the Steel Samurai, I wanted to watch the entire show. Honest.
Objection!
As a Steel Samurai fan, for someone who wasn't even in his seat for the climax of the show, you have no right to call yourself a Steel Samurai fan ever. You're an insult to us Steel Samurai fans. Oh my god, bro. Is there more people here? Who was that just now? It would be I, young lady. Larry? What are you doing interrupting me like that? Edgy, please, hold on for a second, I beg. You may never accept this old man as a Steel Samurai fan, but I totally think he's a Steel Samaniac. What exactly is a Steel Samaniac, pal? I'm so glad they're playing this theme, bro. I fucking love this theme, bro. I believe he meant to say Steel Samurai Maniac. Yeah, and trust me, I know a real fan when I see one because I'm the Steel Samurai.
Objection!
I will never acknowledge you as the true Steel Samurai. What are you getting so worked up over, Edgeworth? Bro. It appears that the real Steel Samurai recognized me as a fan. As well as he should, for I am a fan. It's not as though I missed the entire show. It's the most amazing show filled with the spirit of the young and young at heart. The sarcasm dripping from his long wooden nose couldn't run any thicker. Getting the name of the move wrong only proves that he didn't watch the last scene. What I really need here is something more definitive. Something like that links Mr. Alba directly to the murder of Mr. Manny Cochin. You know what, Gramps? You're really something else. I'm honored to receive such praise from the Steel Samurai, but what is it for? Well, I was just wondering how you found out about the early summer rain job. Oh my god. Oh my god. That move's a bit of a secret that only a small portion of the staff know about. Wait, it was a secret? Larry, wait, what'd you just say? Huh? Did I say something stupid again? Did you say that the early summer rain jab was actually a secret? Well, maybe I shouldn't have said secret. It's more like we only decided on the name of the move right before the start of the show. Oh my god. Right before? Yeah, the stage director was going nuts because we were supposed to debut the move. About 5 minutes before the show, we threw it up on this dressing room whiteboard. Oh my god. Oh, Larry. Early summer rain jab. That's kind of how we decided the name of the move. But by that time, I already bent the spear, so I guess the whole thing was kind of pointless. All of you Steel Samurai actors are the same. The director has my complete sympathy. Long story short, because we changed the move to the sushi slash, we kind of pretended that the early summer rain jab didn't exist at all. Oh, this is so funny. Oh my god, bro. The hidden MVP of this game is fucking Larry, dog. I mean, it'd be bad if someone found out we changed the move, so we made it a secret. So basically, a gag order was issued for publicity's sake. It almost makes this early summer rain jab sound like a lost art. Yeah, which is why I think most of the staff haven't even heard of the move.
Objection!
Hold those zips of yours still. What the heck, old man? I've done nothing but listen, and from what I can tell, it's all very unrelated to the case. It's also very tedious and pointless exercise and wasting time, much like a kid's show.
Objection!
Mr. Alba, I believe that one should be quiet now is you. Holy fuck, Larry. How dare you? I suspect that you've already noticed exactly what the severe implications are in this man's testimony. So now you're trying to bully me, huh? There are no implications to be read into a behind-the-scenes story of a kid's show.
Not so fast!
Don't even think about trying to slither your way out of this one, Quercus Alba. You were the one who said it yourself that the name of the move was Early Summer Rain Jab. But that name was only decided upon right before the show was about to start. So, just what are you driving at? That the name of the move you told us was never used in the show or said about. Now then, why would you care to tell us about how you found the name out of that move? Because I can only think of one way you could have known. Quercus Alba, this is the only way you could have known the name of the move. You asked about it. Boom. You knew the name because you saw it. You saw it on the dressing room whiteboard. Staff members who knew were keeping it a secret. So you couldn't have simply gone up to the staff member and asked. Which means that the only other option left is that you saw it on the whiteboard. So that means that Mr. Alba was in there at some point, right? But what's the big deal, sir? I don't see what that means. There's another piece of evidence that has a great deal to do with the dressing room. So we can't afford to let this slide. This is related to both the dressing room and Mr. Coachman's murder.
Take that!
The pushcart that was used to move the body was right there in the dressing room. During the show, the pushcart awaited its turn to be pushed on stage in the dressing room. I didn't think we were supposed to do the pushcart again. It was finally pushed there along with the Iron Infant in the last scene of the show. And then right after the show ended, it went into the Alabaster along with the Steel Samurai. Which means that only the time the killer could have placed the body inside the pushcart was when the pushcart was in the dressing room backstage. So basically the killer has to be someone who visited the dressing room during the show. Precisely. Oh, but wait. What if, and this is just a what if the murder took place right in the dressing room? What do you mean, Kay? I have to admit, she brings up a valid possibility. During the show, the dressing room was supposed to be devoid of people. Shipping undetected into a private dressing room, that would be as simple as pie. The killer must have come up with the idea to move the body with the pushcart then, too. Correct, thus making the theater's dressing room the ideal location for the murder of Manny Koshin. Quercus Alba, during the show, you went down to the dressing room, and I want to know why. Yes, I was there. I went into the dressing room. I knew it! I'm placing you under arrest right now, pal. You got that? Arrest!
Objection!
Oh my god, bro. He will not give up. Oh my fucking god, bro. End, bro. End. Stop, bro. Stop. Don't I deserve a chance to explain myself? Oh my god. Explain? What is there to explain? I believe I told you earlier that I went to the bathroom. Well, I got lost when I did. A motherfucker got lost in his own area. Yo, bro. I wanted to ask for directions, but when I opened the dressing room door, no one was inside. And that's when I saw the name of the move on the whiteboard. You punk! Still trying to get out of this? Do you really think you can get away at this point? Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything you do to stop him? I don't have enough evidence on hand to do anything. Alright, who's showing up now, bro? I don't have the airtight evidence I need to put this man away for good. But if that's what I need, then perhaps... Agent Lang, I believe an investigation of the dressing room is in question, isn't it? No, bro, please. It's possible that we may find new evidence there. Luminol spray. Luminol spray. Yeah, if Mr. Edgeworth pokes around in there, I'm sure you'll find some new facts, pal. Oh, and if we use Little Thief, we may even learn something from a recreation.
Not so fast!
We don't need to do any of that. What? Wolfie? How could you? I'm not saying this to be mean. It's just that we've already searched there. My men really are something else. And they found nothing? There's only one thing I could say to you, sis, and it's they found nothing. That's it. I guess you're right. If they found something, they would have reported it to us. Oh my god, bro. I couldn't find anything because there was nothing to find. And if there's no info to feed to the lethal thief, then I can't do much help either. Is this the end? Oh my god, bro. The murder took place at this theater, which is not protected under extraterritorial rights. And the fact that it was Mr. Alba himself who committed the murder. If I can prove both statements to be true, Mr. Alba walks away a free man. There's no other course of action left to us? Larry, save us! Larry, save us! It would appear that that your hand of cards has turned out to be a bust. Now, if you'll excuse me, because of you people, I missed my flight. Now I must make haste to arrange for a new one. Alright, who's holding it this time? Who is it this time? Oh my god, bro. We're really getting saved by Larry and Old Bag, bro. You've got to be kidding me. Hold her right there, you whippersnappers. Yes, my woman! First Larry and now you? What is with that scary monster-like scowl on your face, Edgy Poo? Don't treat me like I'm some sort of nuisance. I've been meaning to say this, but all of you keep talking about things I don't get at all. You're all leaving this lady in the sad, depressing, lonely dust that I'm about to cry in. Why did you have to speak up right at this instant? But you know what, Edgy Poo? Cheer up. Because I'm about to give you the most wonderful thing. The most wonderful thing? From you? It's so super special that I couldn't give it to just anyone, you know. My special present to my love sweet Edgy Poo. Are you ready? This. It's... Oh boy. It's a box of those samurai dogs, right? Yes, oh Edgy Poo, here you go. Go on and eat one. You'll feel right as rain. Are we through here? Why did everyone get so quiet all of a sudden? Edgy Poo, tell me you understand the depths of this lady's love for you. I'm not one to hand out snacks willy-nilly, you know. No, sir. The thought occurred to me that maybe it would be good if I fed you and made sure you were nice and full. One day it's my dream to serve you with one of my homemade foods. That I mean, it isn't the desire of every woman to make sure that their beloved never goes hungry. I can't. Mr. Edgeworth, can't you do anything about her? Yeah, there's no power on earth that can force that woman into silence. But I'm so sick and tired of it. All you people look down on me. Even this box of samurai dogs play me for a fool. It had a special design on its fan like Japanese flag, so I thought it was special. But when I ate one, it just tasted like all the rest. Ooh, it made me so mad. Like a special box with a Hinomaru who like a fan on it. I'm not, bro. That's the game, Joel, you fuck. That's like her thing. She talks really fast. I've never heard of such a piece of merchandise existing before. However, this is it. The red sun on this fan is filled in... Is it possible? No way, that's fucking blood. After the show, the samurai dogs were piled up on the dressing room floor. However, there is no such thing as a Hinomaru dog. This contradicts the facts between something that should not exist and yet does. This rays from the sun, red sun may just be what we need to point us in the correct direction. Studio bigwigs basically told us to play delivery boys. We were supposed to hand the dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them up on all the push carts just to move them. I believe you understand what this means, correct? You kill Mr. Koshin at the theater and then place his body inside the push cart. And then, you're forced to steal samurai to unwillingly move the body for you. It's time to piece the final pieces of this logic puzzle together. No matter how fragile or small the connections may be. Once we've found them all, the way to the truth will be revealed. The killer used a pushcart to transport the body, which means that they had to remove the samurai dogs from within first. Therefore, the samurai dogs that were piled up on the dressing room floor were most likely taken out by the pushcart. Taken out of the pushcart by the killer. That which should not exist. This box of samurai dogs with the Hinomaru on it. If this red sun was filled in when the killer was busy removing samurai dogs from the pushcart, then it's proof that the murder took place in the dressing room. As long as this red substance turns out to be what I believe it to be. Wendy Oldbag. I thank you. What you have given to me is truly something very special. Mr. Edgeworth, are you sure you're feeling okay, sir? Mr. Alba, as I suspected, you killed Mr. Cochin in the dressing room. How many times must I listen to you repeat yourself? Haven't you figured it out yet? Your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. The only way I'm going to continue to cooperate is with some definitive evidence. That arrogance, that self-confidence. You believe that you've erased every piece of evidence that could incriminate you. However, there remains one piece here, and it is what you will put. Oh, wow. And it is what will put you away for good. You're bluffing. Oh, hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Sounds like you finally found them. You finally found the things we need to go after this guy's jugular. So tell us, what about that box of samurai dogs going to put the old man away? The trace evidence that will bring him down. Why, it's here, of course. This box of samurai dogs with a Hiromaru fan on it. This shouldn't have never existed. So I want you all to take a good look at this red spot. It's a single drop of blood. Wow. What? Blood, you say? Agent Lang, I like this blood analyzed post-haste. I got to admit, I'm a bit surprised. Can't believe we found blood in a place like this. Hey, you! Get this down to the lab, pronto. But why was there blood on that box to begin with? If we think about the flow of the crime, I think the reason would become obvious. Larry, you said that you transported the samurai dogs with the pushcart, correct? Oh, yeah. You have a great memory, Edgeworth. That pushcart was a bit too big for my son, you know what I mean? So to make sure everyone could see him, I had to pile some stuff in. I figured the samurai dogs was there, so I used them to fill up the cart. What Larry says is true. And what were the boxes doing on the floor? Oh, I see. The killer took them out in order to place the body in the pushcart. Exactly. This is what I believe when the victim's blood found its way onto that box. But when my men investigated that room, not a single box of samurai dogs was in there. Because the embassy staff members had already confiscated them. Yes, no doubt to hide the evidence of the murder. It's a good thing Miss Oldbag managed to steal that one box before they got to them, huh? Looks like Miss Oldbag also managed to put this great thief to shame. What a scandalous way of putting that. I didn't steal it, I received it from myself. Quercus Alba, I'd say this was one very fatal oversight on your part.
Objection!
Oh my god, bro, stop. Holy fuck, I'm sorry to rain on your little love fest, however. How can he be so self-confident in a no-win situation for him like this? Even if that blood turned out to belong to Mr. Cochin, then what? So, Mr. Edgeworth, it sounds like he's not ready to call it quits yet, huh? Oh my god, bro, please. The sole piece of evidence that was left at the scene of the crime. That alone has shed light on a new fact. At the very least, we have proof that the murder occurred in the dressing room. And? You say that like it means something. Huh? Excuse me, sirs. Report. What were the results of the analysis? Sir, the analysis came back and confirmed that the red substance is blood. Oh, no fucking shit. Whose is it?
Objection!
Mr. Edgeworth, I wonder if you might humor my question. Your question? The one from before, or have you forgotten? Even if that is Mr. Cochin's blood, what difference would it make?
Not so fast!
Like we already told you, it proves that the crime scene was at the dressing room.
Objection!
But it doesn't prove that I am your killer, does it? That's... Oh my god, bro. He has a very good point. The blood on that box doesn't prove that Mr. Alba is the killer. God, this is dragging. Did this evidence, it's meaningless? It can't be. We were so close, sir. I want to smack that smug look off his face. Come on, there's got to be something we could do. We finally found a solid piece of evidence. There must be something I can expose it with. can't think of a single thing. Oh my god, is there somebody else gonna say hold it? How many motherfuckers are gonna say hold it? Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be on my way. Oh my god, bro. Who is it? Yatagarasu? Who was that? It's too late. I won't allow anyone to stop me now. It wasn't me, pal. It wasn't me this time either. It wasn't me either. It was me! Why did you... Because I haven't finished reporting everything to you yet, sir. There's more? Oh my god, it was the fucking forensic guy. Oh, make it stop, make it stop, make it stop. Oh my god, this is ridiculous, Doug. What? Hurry up and spit it out! Yes, sir. That blood I mentioned, it's not of the same blood type as the victim's blood. What? Yeah, I had a feeling it was gonna be Alba's blood. What do you mean it's not the same type? You mean it's not the victim's blood? If it isn't his, then whose the hell is it? I don't know, sir. All I know is that it's not the same blood type as the victim, sir. What should we do now, Mr. Edgeworth? I have no idea what's what anymore. My head hurts. Neither do I. Yes, you do. My, what an amusing turn of events. That blood drop proves something to be true, alright, namely my words. And which one of your words would that be? The ones where I said that your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. And that blood has nothing to do with the murder investigation whatsoever. Need I remind you that the blood got onto that box long before it entered my embassy? Sort of nonsense? Yeah, it's blood, pal. There's no way it's not related to the murder. So you would like to believe. What if someone preparing the samurai dogs had a small nosebleed? But then... I guess that's possible. Damn it! Have we been wasting our time on a red herring? The blood doesn't belong to anyone connected to the case. That should be clue enough. Quercus Alba, you bastard! Silence! Don't you ever address me with such a filthy word again. I've wasted enough time here with you, and you have your answers. Now let me through. It doesn't matter where you run off to. You'll never escape me. Someday I'll have the satisfaction of sinking my fangs into you. You'll see. And all Interpol will be behind me, working to see if that day comes. Do you know what your words sound like to me? They sound like the whinings of a pathetic loser of a mutt. Ayah! Is this really the extent of all that we can do? Is the blood really from someone completely unrelated to the case? Or is there another possibility? Someone other than the victim. Just when I thought I had him backed into a corner, it is I who has been backed into one. In a situation like this, what would that man do? What would he, who could turn any desperate situation around, do? Wow. At the time that he needed him most, bro thinking about Phoenix Wright. Turn it around? That's it. I must turn my way of thinking around. It's not whose blood is this. It's whose blood could get onto the box like this. And if I think about it that way... Bro's really thinking about Phoenix Wright right now. If the blood got onto the box when the body was being placed in the pushcart, then the owners of said blood must have been in the dressing room at the time. And there was only one place that could be. Well, I must praise you for trying so hard. It's because of you kids that I was removed from the center stage. And will be forced to live out the rest of my life in the shadows, unfortunately. But it's not a total loss, as the underworld will allow me more freedom than you'll ever know. Freedom like what the raven feels as if it flies through the dark night sky. You can't lay a finger on me, not now or ever. The arm of the law is powerless before me.
Objection!
And what if we get the four-way objection? Hold on. Powerless, is it? I wouldn't be so sure about that if I were you. What do you mean? Allow me to describe you in one word. Pitiful. Pitiful? How so? Quercus alba, your wings were clipped long ago. And for someone who is trying to fly away on them without noticing that fact, pitiful is the perfect word to describe you. Mere words. What do you mean by his wings are clipped, Mr. Edgeworth? Just what you think it means, Kay. We had already caught him in our trap a while back. With an incredibly powerful, definitive piece of evidence. Hey, Earth to Mr. Prosecutor, care to speak to English? What are you talking about? What piece of evidence? This piece I speak of is, of course, this drop of blood. But we know that it's not from the victim. I don't see how it remains relevant to this case at all. Miss Von Karma, I believe that is exactly why it's very important to the case. And the part that is the most important is the fact that it's not the victim's blood. You're looking a little pale. Good, then I believe you're already aware of what I mean. Then you know who the blood belongs to? Of course I do. This piece of evidence is the irrefutable proof that will stop the killer in its tracks. Yeah, but wait. The blood that soiled this box of the samurai dogs belongs to this person. Fucking get him out of here.
Take that!
And the blood of the red sun on this box belongs to you, Quercus alba. What? Why is his blood on the box of samurai dogs? He's not even a victim. The blood fell onto the box when Mr. Cochin's body was being loaded into the pushcart. And that time, the only two people in the dressing room were the victim and his killer. So that's what you mean. If the blood doesn't belong to the victim, then there's only one other person it could belong to. Yes, and that person is the murderer himself. That's the only logical conclusion. But Mr. Cochin was the one who was stabbed, sir. Why would Mr. Alba have been the one who was bleeding? What if during the murder, Mr. Cochin had fought back? I mean, if Mr. Alba could kill him, Mr. Cochin managed to wound Mr. Alba. I believe we have a piece of evidence that proves he was bleeding then.
Take that!
Mr. Alba, you bear on your body a great wound. Finally getting the big pursuit music. That was from Damask. That was from Damask 2 attacked. That was when Damask 2 attacked me with a pair of scissors. Yeah, and that happened way after he was in the dressing room. But that is what really happened. Is that what really happened? You can manufacture a weapon by smearing blood on it just so I just can't accept that as a fact. Shall we try and test, Mr. Alba, and see if the shape of your wound matches the scissors?
Objection!
You really are something else, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't let a single thing slip by you, no matter how insignificant the possibility. You're the one to talk, Mr. Alba. You managed to give the law slip for 10 years as a smuggling ring's leader. No matter the danger, you can hide every last ounce of fear and anxiety from everyone. You truly are one-of-a-kind criminal.
Objection!
I am the master of my fear. However, to think that a person such as you could miss such a large thing. You believe I overlooked something? You said that my wound was caused by Mr. Cochin, and that it was caused here in one of the theater's dressing rooms, right? That is correct. I'd like to point out that it's simply not possible. Oh my God, make it stop. My wound is a stab wound, and that wound could have come from a blade. I wonder where you will propose that such a weapon came from. This theater was packed with security guards. It would be impossible for anyone to come into this area with a weapon of any sort.
Not so fast!
Just as Mr. Alba was able to bring in the Alabashian knife and a bouquet, there must have been some other way to sneak in a weapon of some sort. As long as you can't prove what that other way is, all your talk about Mr. Cochin stabbing me is pure nonsense. So if that other way does exist, you better hurry and tell me now. With pleasure. Wait, what? This piece of evidence shows how Mr. Cochin brought a weapon into this theater.
Take that!
Among law enforcement, this piece is known as the Yatagarasu's key. That key! That's the key that my father stole from here 7 years ago. And it's very unique in that it is both a key and a knife, meaning that under the guise of a key, it could have been easily brought into the theater. You couldn't dispose of the knife that stabbed you. Therefore, you wiped out the blood and placed it back in Mr. Cochin's pocket. After all, the key itself opens the safe in his office. And inside that safe, there was a document about Codopian papers signed by Mr. Cochin. In order to make it look like Mr. Cochin died as the leader of the smuggling ring, he had to make it so that the police were the ones who opened that safe. All that hard work to save yourself only served to destroy you in the end. Shall we try matching this knife's blade with your wound, Mr. Quercus Alba? Oh yeah, everybody stare at him. Everybody stare at him. He's done. Is he finally done? Oh my god, break. Please crash out. Crash out, Doug. And that is what some may call the coup de grace. Impossible. You can't take me down. Swine, all of you. Especially Manny Cochin. This is all because of that man's betrayal. He sought to steal the control of the smuggling ring from me by removing me as an ambassador. Which is why he deserved to die while bearing the guilt for all my crimes for me. So I sent out the Yatagarasu's card and how this incident was born. Manny was supposed to be the smuggling ring's leader who was killed by the Yatagarasu. But he had another reason, yet another story that was supposed to play out. Manny's death was supposed to bring everything to a close. And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling prosecutors. What is this Scooby-Doo type shit, dog? Mr. Alba, I'm afraid there's one more question I forgot to ask. This country, or Alabas, which country court would you like to face first? Either way, it's game over for you. Edgeworth. Oh, that is gross. Wow, that dragged for like 2 or 3 hours more than it should have, bro. Holy fuck. How long were we in that fucking room just debating this guy, bro? Holy shit. Whew. This is it, the big day. It's Mr. Alba's trial day. Next week, he's scheduled to stand trial in his own country of Alabas. Francisca is heading to that one. Is heading that one. I suspect she'll be serving a full course of whiplashes at it. Having to face Miss Von Karma in court right after facing you, sir. Ugh, I don't even want to think of what that would be like. I caught a glimpse of Mr. Alba as he was being escorted into the courthouse. And boy, he looked about as glum as I do the day before I get my monthly paycheck. You know, I've been thinking. That flight attendant, even Mr. Portsman, were all Mr. Alba's secret agents. That's crazy. He had Boob Lady and Portsman as... Wow. Correct. That smuggling ring was the common thread between all the incidents. Cammy Mealy was to provide support during the smuggling ops using your job as an attendant. Mr. Portsman was to manipulate trials related to the ring and to end in their favor. Oh, you airlines and even the prosecutor's office. No one was safe from the smuggling ring, huh, sir? I suspect there are even more members of this ring spread throughout the world. Yeah, it sounds like such a big op that I can't even begin to imagine what it's like. What is it, detective? Nothing. It's just, well, come to think of it. Mr. Ernest Amano's trial is also scheduled for later today, sir. I'm aware of that. Mr. Amano has been working with the smuggling ring for over 10 years. He used the Amano Group's various connections worldwide to assist the ring. But all of that has come to an end as his conglomerate is now undergoing harsh scrutiny. That's where he got all this fucking money from. I owe Mr. Amano a debt of gratitude, but he must pay his debt to society. Well, with the arrests of both Mr. Alba and Mr. Amano, I guess that about wraps up the KG-8 incident as well, huh? I suppose so. The real killer in the KG-8 incident 10 years ago was Manny Cochin. And 7 years ago, the killer in the second KG-8 was Mackerel. Those two facts are the unshakable truth. However, it seems that a lot of effort was put into hiding these and other truths from us. And I will expose it all at the trials today. You're solving the cases left and right today, aren't you, sir? CCU and Dead Man. Perhaps now these two brave souls who tried to make the truth known can rest in peace. By the way, I received some gifts from Ambassador Palano. Shrimp, crab, beef. I don't need any of these, so I'm giving them to you. Oh, look at Edgeworth. What? Seriously, sir? Wait, actually, I don't think I want them anymore. The way you're holding them, don't tell me they're just coupons, sir. Detective Gumshoe, have you not read the paper recently? Ever since the two countries became Codopia again, its economy has changed. Really? It seems that Ambassador Palano has reaped a few benefits of his own from it. He has been announced as the official ambassador of the newly reunified Codopia. Ah, but what a pity. Even though every item he sent is a treasure, you don't seem all that interested. Well, if you don't want them, I can give them to my lovely assistant, Kay. Wait, that's not what I said. So, Mr. Edgeworth, please let me have them, sir. Actually, come to think of it, where's Kay? How come she's still not here? Hey, you've got to be more alert than that. I can't believe you didn't notice. What's up, Dad? I was even mimicking Mr. Edgeworth's voice for a bit. I totally didn't notice you or realize that voice was you. Lang Shi says, ferocious love blooms with each spring. Agent Lang, a pleasant surprise to see you here. Agent Lang and Kay, bro. Two W-ass characters, dog. It's been a long time since I set foot in the courthouse, but I wasn't going to miss. Watching the guy who screwed up my country finally get what's coming to him. Well, that's that and something else. I want to see you in action in court. Is that so, Agent Lang? We flushed out all the counterfeit bills, so Shengfa is finally at peace again. It's all thanks to you, so I just want to say thanks. Wow, I never thought I'd see the day old Wolfie says thanks to Mr. Edgeworth. I should be the one thanking you, Agent Lang. If you hadn't negated Mr. Alba's extraterritorial rights, I would not have been able to bring him to trial. I believe the victory belongs to the both of us in this case. Sheer victory, huh? Look, don't get me wrong. I'll still never forgive you prosecutors. And I have zero interest in that truth thing you talk about in court. I've always done things my own way. And that's not about to change, you got that? I see. Well, I believe you should follow your own creed when you do your job. Yeah, if there's ever someone your precious truth can't catch, feel free to sit around and cry about it all you want. But as for me, I'm going to get that person no matter what. Alright. It's about time for the trial to start. I will see you later. I'll be watching your performance from the gallery. I'm looking forward to this. I prepared a whole ton of ticker tapes for today's trial, sir. Hope you got enough, because I'm going to call my men up as well. A modest amount of ticker tapes goes a long way. I know, right? So long. The scene shifts to the courtroom, and the final act of this long tale begins. The legend of the great thief Yadagarasu. It's the story of those who chose to dedicate their lives to pursuit. Wow, that's way too fast. I can't read that, you fucks. Prosecutors are those who seek a guilty verdict for the defendants they meet. And to that end, you have no choice but to win by any means necessary. That creed was forced on me since I was very young. However, I no longer think that is all we prosecutors are. And that is because... yeah, this went on longer than I thought it was gonna. Even though I've been away from the courtroom for a short time, I feel as though it's been a lifetime since I've set foot in one. Today, more than any other day, I feel the fight within me rising. Nice. Ah, thank God it's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. Oh my God, bro, that took way too long. But I hope everything's good with your sister, Nat. I hope everything's straightened out, bro. Thanks to him, I'm still free to serve in the friendly blue skies. Oh, so about my suitcases. I've been selling them on the internet, and they've become a real sensation. Thanks to the praise the artwork has lavished on my work as being truly postmodern. The airline has chosen me to design the new line of Go You Jumbo jets. Just think, someday you'll be able to take a ride in my pink-walled, yellow-seated jet. Wow, that is gross. Joel, thank you for gifting a sub to Lumi. Nah, I'm not talking to this motherfucker, dog. Edgeworth? Ah, that rudeness of a rude man. Because of him, my time and money is wasted. But more importantly, whatever. Oh, that was too long. Oh, that was way too long. Well, fellas, I won't lie. The first... Oh, wait, is this Francisca? Hold on. We finally caught Agent Hicks's killer, and I was able to bring Mr. Alba's teary eyes. Witness at Mr. Alba's teary eyes. Feels good to finally bring everything to a close. I received another offer from Interpol to work another case in cooperation with them. However, the Cadopian courts await. Cadopia's air is supposed to be very fresh, so my whip should find new vigor there. Aw, so that's where Francisco went. She's working in Cadopia. Kay! I loved Kay, bro. Kay was so cool. I'm not talking to Meeks. Nope. Well, that is the first game, bro. On to the second. Like I said, I've heard the second game is super, super good. So, I'm super excited to try it. I will say, though, this game was pretty good. I think my favorite case, though, was the fourth case. I think it was the fourth case where we meet Callisto. Bro, that last case dragged. That last case did not have to be that fucking long, dog. I do like, however, Larry and Old Bag pretty much helping us at the end there, but Emma only showed up once. I was actually hoping to talk with Mr. Edgeworth for a bit more than I did. But I've got to get going and return to Europe. Still got a long way to go and a lot of stuff to study for there. Next time I help Mr. Edgeworth on a case, I'm going to do it as a real forensic scientist. I'm sure he's going to need all the help I can give him, scientifically. And you do just that, Emma. But overall, a pretty good game. Overall, like I said this before, I do like the format of this game. The format of this game's cool. I like it. I like the whole investigations thing. In playing these games, it really, I don't know, it makes me like Miles' character more for sure. I like Miles a lot more after playing this game, and I can only imagine what I'm gonna feel after the second game, but it makes me enjoy Miles more. But Lang and Kay were the two MVPs of this game for sure. Larry was the MVP of that last case. Somehow Larry was the MVP, Doug. But yeah. Gumshoe! It appears there are all sorts of dramas that take place outside of the courtroom. I also like that we get to see the judge more. Since we judges are here and day in, day out, apparently Mr. Edgeworth teamed up with a thief and became a detective. Maybe I should team up with a bailiff and try to become a lawyer or something. I don't know why I gave him a voice. I'm not very good at voices. Gumshoe, gumshoe, gumshoe. Whew, barely escaped death yet again. Yeah, but boy, we were lucky to have Mr. Edgeworth help us out, huh? Yeah, but because I lost the key, I got fired from my security job. Don't let it get you down, Maggie. You still got me. You're right, sir. I won't be sad. I'm going to pick myself up and get through this. I wonder what my next job should be. Oh, this is actually kind of fun. I didn't like that at that point. Yeah. It was just that last segment dragged on for like, bro, we could have wrapped that shit up so much faster, bro. But Alba was he was a cool victim. He was a cool villain, so. Not a shabby game, not a shabby game. I enjoyed it for the most part. Like I said, for some reason, like the other cases were like I could finish all the other cases in like a stream, but for some reason, that last case, bro, took me 2 full streams, and this one, I'm at 7.5 hours, dog. I can't believe that Mindy ditched me and went to Japan, but it's okay because that's how I met Miharu. I'm planning to go to Paris soon and start a business. I want to sell blue ocean dogs. They'll sell like hotcake dogs for sure. A blue hot dog and a blue bun. I guarantee it'll turn your tongue and your face blue. I know I'm not really the type to work a lot or at all, really, but... Oh, so I noticed that I really haven't seen a guy in the blue suit at all recently. Oh my god, bro. I wonder what's up. Well, next time we meet, I'm gonna make him eat one of my dogs. Bro, why will they not say Phoenix's name? Is that supposed to be like a run-on joke, bro? Guy in a blue suit. That's like your best friend from fucking elementary school. Why won't they just say his name? The little cameos from Phoenix, though, were kind of cute, though. I don't think you were here for Jiro, but there was a couple cameos of Phoenix in this game. It was cool. Oh, yeah, they definitely did a really good job on it. By the way, have you had that elements within the rings begun to moving? They're probably fighting over who should succeed, over who should be the next boss. Bad was cool, too. Although, to be honest, I wish I could forget I'd ever heard of that smuggling ring. Lang Shi says, thoroughly bite the poisonous snake from head to tail. No one runs afoul of the law and escapes this wolf's fangs. I'll get you all yet. I hate when Larry's on screen, but I also don't want him to stop appearing. True. Saw him on a YouTube video? Yeah. W. Larry. But tomorrow we will start Miles Edgeworth 2. Prosecutor's Gambit. The big game, bro. The big game. The one that wasn't released in the West. You do the metaphor demo? I don't know. I don't know if I should do the metaphor demo or just go in blind. I kind of just want to go in blind. March 17th, 4:33 p.m. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Whoop. I feel so much better now that the trial's over. And as always, your legal prowess was top-notch, sir. Yeah, nothing beat that look on Mr. Alba's face when you revealed the ring's secrets. I was amazed. You're like a totally different person when you step into a courtroom. Mr. Edgeworth is always 10 times fiercer in court. Based on the information Mr. Alba offered up, they've begun large-scale operations to clean up the rest of the ring, which I'm happy to leave Francisca and Agent Lang. So what are your plans now, Kay? Oh, well, we've taken care of the creep who killed my father, so I'm not sure. Hey, I know, maybe I'll just keep on being Mr. Edgeworth's assistant. Are you still trying to steal my job, pal? Just kidding, just kidding. You can't steal something so important to you, gummy. Phew, what a relief. Okay, yes. Even after all that's happened, are you still planning to become a great thief? Of course. But I don't want to tarnish the legend of the noble Yatagarasu. I'm going to hold off on doing anything until I make a tight 3-person team of my own. 3-person team? I know where this is going. A 3-person team of young beauties the same age as me if possible. Never mind. With those criteria, I highly doubt you'll find the 2 other people you need. My father chose to fight for the truth. I think that's what was so noble about him. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, the only thing I will ever steal are the truths that have been hidden away. Kay never shows up again, right? I don't know if she's in the second game or not. I'm going to work extra hard to make a world where the Yatagarasu isn't needed. Let's both strive for such a future. Well, I guess it's time for me to get going. I see. Kay, keep your chin up and stay strong, okay? Don't be a stranger. Don't worry, I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be sure to break the lock on the window and sneak in. If you could, appreciate if you came in through the building's front door. It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. The lock on my window at the home has been broken off forever. Oh, one last thing before I go. I take a group picture, just the three of us. It's gonna make me cry. Oh my god, bro. Turning off everything, bro, because there's gonna be a picture I'm gonna want to save. I know it, bro. Yeah, commemorative photo. Every big case has to end with one. No. Hey, why not? Don't tell me you're camera shy, Mr. Edgeworth. Of course not, detective. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm taking the picture now. Hey, come back here. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't run away from this, sir. Ah, hey, Detective Gumshoe. Just stop that. I can't be seen doing that. Okay, I'm totally taking it now. Say cheese. Thus, the long tale of the KG-8 incident came to a close. I saw the demise of some smuggling ring in the birth of a little great thief. They're gonna show it, don't worry. But there was a little time to rest and relax, for I am eager to tackle the investigation into a new case. The reason for my eagerness is I want to pursue the truth, and I want to believe in the strength of those who use the power of the law for good. As someone who has chosen to live my life as a prosecutor, that is my new creed. W fucking Edgeworth. I knew it! Look at that pig, that's so cute. I'm gonna fucking cry, dog. That was so cute. W fucking Edgeworth. Like I said, this game has made me enjoy Edgeworth a lot more, bruh.